Honk honk. Oh my god, I hope that worked. Yeah, cool. Good timing too. Because I just finished making one of my favorite tiny little snacks. 2 granita biscuits with a bit of peanut butter between the two. It's not a very responsible snack, but boy is it a tasty one. Oh, okay. Hi everyone, lovely to see you. Corey and Summer. Sincerely, I hope this Monday is treating you particularly well. Mine is. It's been a good day. I try to go into the office on Mondays, right? Hey, Loxy. Yeah, Summer, I believe. I try to go into the office on Mondays. And so as I left, well, about 10 minutes before I left, I messaged a group chat being like, hey, work colleagues, if you're not coming into the office, let me know. And so I got several messages there that I did not notice because I was driving. And then I got an SMS saying, no one's coming in. So I stopped and had a bacon egg roll and worked from a cafe for an hour or two. Or I returned home to annoy the cat, who is, of course, right there in his favorite spot. On the heated mat. Now, I have one thing to show all of you. It happened Thursday last week? Yeah, Thursday last week, okay? See if you notice what changes. I have to get up for it. You may not be able to hear my voice, but I'll try. Okay. Watch this. Why, it is a dimmer switch for the lights in the study. No, not the color temperature, just the brightness. Ah! This is, like, good, but a lot more useful and interesting in the bedroom. Yeah, the camera is like, oh shit, I need to adjust light. Oh, and hey, Deadman's Reading! Man, look. I dropped into Deadman's stream earlier today, because he's playing Bioshock, the remastered collection, and I forgot how quickly that game starts, and 2, how good it looks. Oh, Summer, dude, that's so good. I mean, sorry about the absolutely terrible part, but moving up to incredible, it was more hacking than you remember. Yeah, like it gets old, but the pipe flow game is fun. I have not, Summer, and that's the problem, because I saw an update from you on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't know what it's referencing, but I bet that's awkward as fuck. Yeah. So Corey, who's in chat, and may be busy, but is probably watching at least a little bit, he sent me and several people some news that I'm really excited to follow up on. There is a Final Fantasy piano concert happening in Melbourne in February. So it seems like I'm going to be arranging a trip to Melbourne at that time. How much time I'll have there, how long we'll spend dicking about in Melbourne, whether I will actually have any free time or if I'll just take the travel time off and see the concert, I don't know yet, right? It is on a Tuesday. So maybe there'll be no stream that Wednesday night, maybe not. But I think letting me get away with not streaming one night so I can go watch an actual concert on our Wednesday night series, I mean, that makes sense, does it not? Corey, you're playing a different game every time I see it, every time it comes up, and I think that's pretty funny. You may be one of the only people who actually lives... Actually on a Monday? Well, no pillows then. Yeah, it is a Monday, you're right. I think, hilariously, you're playing a different game every time I see you or hear about, and it's like kind of exciting, because you may be the only person who lives up to the idea of playing your Steam library or all the things you pick up in a humble bundle subscription. It's impressive. Thank you, Summer. I'll check it out. Yeah, I mean... You're playing Brotato Tuesday last week. Tonight it's Domekeeper. Like... Oh. Wow, Summer. Wow. Read the whole article later. That is wild. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. There's no other further comment on the legitimacy of protest or something similar. Let's not get into that right now. I bet you've had that argument with yourself and others a lot. Not fair. Anyway, I'm still like in a post-Fenno sort of haze. Which is funny because it's been over a week, right? I should be over it by now. Just because it was one of the biggest hangovers I've ever had on Tuesday morning last week. Again, anyone who actually follows the Jimble socials knows. Because I did post, I am drunk and full of love, AMA. I'm free to give that a go. So I want to see if this works. SO. Does this work? Because I think I set it up. Nope, didn't work. Sorry, Deadman. Yeah, postcon. I mean, that's one of my favorite traditions about the phenomenon postcon is that I get incredibly drunk at postcon. I'm happily messaging people afterwards. Having a good time. A lot of emotions, that's for sure. Not just because I immediately decided I want to steal Fenno back. Steal. The volunteer position. Whatever I end up doing. But there are GMs and writers and people who... They deserve support. They deserve support in a way that tells me, like, I'm going to make their art, like, help make their art visible in a way that isn't without some sort of facilitation. I think that's a worthy goal. That's the whole reason I did that. It's the whole reason I did the job, and then a couple of years without it, and I was like, I wanted to get back involved in it because they're still my friends, Summer, but I agree. I also know there are extenuating circumstances that stop people from doing their best. Hey, shout out was given to Deadman. Yeah, that's fantastic. That actually work? I'm glad I could link it. Plus, like, we have, as a community, successfully nagged Deadman into starting to record and keep the VODs on YouTube as well. I don't know if he's uploaded it yet, but he will. I think that's worth it. Slash command. Alright, cool. Instead of an exclamation mark. Alright. You're a mod. You're allowed to do that. So, when it comes to stealing Fenno back, I just want... I want on, and I want to be a very visible and present writer wrangler in the way that... There was a post, like, on the Fenno Facebook page, I write up my feelings because I'm a big feely guy. I don't like demanding people pay attention to them, but I do like making them available, and if anyone asks, just like fucking dumping, hell yeah. Sometimes people need to ask, hey, how are you this year? And I'm like, it's been a shitty year, but I won't go into it. And when they do ask, gotcha. Anyway, and one of them was reflecting on the idea that role-playing games, especially as created for the Fenno sort of scenario, like games written for a con, they're presented at the con up to 11 times, maybe more, and then they're done. Like, done, they may be repeated, but that's kind of a performance. That is, like, that's a run. Maybe you've got all matinees because you've been lucky enough to not need to do a late night or morning shift at Fenno. But, that performance itself needs to be supported. It's art. It's collaborative art, and the majority of the people performing that art have no idea what the original plot was supposed to be. It's still art, and I really like encouraging that, making it happen. So, seeing about artists is that they're nearly all of them, really anxious people insecure or covering that insecurity through overconfidence. Hilarious overconfidence that doesn't actually exist, right? So my desire and my idea of the position of Writer Wrangler or others is like art supporter slash curator. A cheerleader too is a big one. Like I'm going to turn up and tell you that it is possible for you to do amazing things. Here are things you might want to remember to get that done, and here are the minimum requirements we need to make sure it is art that's suitably flagged so that people know what they're getting into. Anyway. Hey, you want to play some Pillars? We'll pause one music and then over here. Now you'll notice this one is a lot quieter, so we can actually hear the game sound. Captain. You happy to just sit there? Yeah, it's a long game. We are very close to, if not, about 2 or 3 episodes away from beating the length of Pillars of Eternity 1, which felt really long. Yes, comparatively with the Final Fantasy series, like the first one being 4 episodes, it does feel like a bit of a change. Oh yeah, if anyone is on the YouTube channel for Prof Jimbles, I have occasionally uploaded just me recording bits of the lore for Dragon Age. I really like the codex, and I love codexes. Just hire a writer, give them a couple $1,000s, and just say, "Go nuts, buddy!" Like that's so good. It's so evocative, especially when they're not like just background information about the setting, but like here's in-universe text by a scholar. You can have another scholar write the same subject in a different way, and then they kind of disagree with each other. Fucking hilarious. Love that work. I recorded about another 4 of them. They're all found in the Fade in Inquisition, because those were some of my favorite codex entries when I replayed Inquisition a little while ago. Because I had some spare time at lunch today. I walked the dog earlier. She was happily asleep. Emma was out of the house. The cat was sleeping and not yelling. So I pull out the microphone, do a little recording. I will make videos of them and put them on YouTube soon. But I also love hearing your shit posts and recording them. So if you have any memes you want recorded, you know, like the other really popular voice actors who have much better setups and sound quality and editing skills, if you want me to do that, please give me a go. Send them to me. You can send them to Twitter or Facebook or wherever. If you want something read out by me, I'll do it. I read part of the B-movie script just for a joke. And the oldest joke and the longest joke in the world. Better Nate than leather. Lever. Lever.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
What we're currently doing now is just chatting to all of the party members, because we haven't for a while. So, Seraphim.
Aye, Cap.
That was quite a pair of pistols you were packing when we first met.
Oh, appreciate the sentiment, Cap, but, let's not make things uncomfortable.
He raises an eyebrow at you. Tell me about yourself.
Worst thing about ciphering be the knowing what people be thinking. Whether you want to or no.
Like to ask you about the Principi?
Ain't a subject I much feel like speaking on at the moment.
Jeez.
Perhaps some other time, aye?
No, he's got other stuff in his mind. Well, Seraphim salutes and turns away. Pillars 1 is getting to the point where it's like charmingly old instead of actively super enjoyable. Some of the mechanics are a little... Look, the greater combat depth in Pillars 2 really added a lot, right? And so I am not saying don't play Pillars 1. I am saying don't play it on Switch, that's for sure. Thanks for rebooting. Oh yeah, and shout out to rebooting at the moment. Can't go into too much detail, but sending our love in her. Hey, Shirley.
Well, hey.
How goes the serial killer?
Tell me what's on your mind?
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
Always. Not a day or night goes by that I don't glimpse the darkness. But that's all right.
Is that all right?
It calls to me. My duty and my God. It knows. I got a wildness in my blood, Watcher.
Are you that much closer to achieving your purpose?
Oh, I am, Watcher.
She nods gravely, eyes swimming with shadows. When she lifts the lantern to her face, it rattles violently on its chain.
Can you hear them in there? The new souls I caught?
I could swear we discouraged her from going all psycho. It really seems like she's not. Long lashes, dark as a raven's wing, flutter closed in apparent rapture as Shoti tilts an ear to the lantern's glasses.
Already they're giving me such sweet, deathly dreams.
Yeah, and I get it, Summer. I agree with a lot of it. I see it as a matter of like editing.
Sure thing, Watcher.
These games, the writing, they go through several passes, lots of them.
I got this. I got this.
And that's valuable to me. You can see it when Critical Role are playing. People will summarize long sections of that live stream gameplay into stuff that happens about 10 or 15 minutes of the episode, or maybe like 30 minutes or so, for the whole thing. And the plot beat is worth only 30 minutes. Even though there's a lot of waffle, a lot more world building than you get unless you're spending a lot of time on tabletop, these CRPGs, they're tighter. The story beats are more intricately woven in. Oh, yeah, Luxy, that's because I pressed tilde. Brings up the console, you can see it flashing at the top left. Actually, you can't,
Are we
I
gonna
can.
fight someone?
And if I
I
type
wanna
something
throw
in,
the first punch.
I press enter, it's like, there's no command. Anyway, look, my tiny screen that I have right underneath the webcam didn't show it, okay? It's just covering my bases. At Fenner, I was watching Z Feldspar. He is known in chat.
I cut
GM.
my tongue. Kinda hurt.
And it was a high fantasy and a high concept, so there were, and like high fantasy, but also mechs. It was a War Machine takeoff. Fantasy game. It was fucking great, right? And when he's doing his opening crawl and like describing the world, I'm just like, oh, fucking hell. Yes. This is it. This is the stuff. I am watching someone describe a world and we're about to do heroic things and we're probably going to stab someone with a sword and then feel bad about it. Ah, love high
Thanks
fantasy
for letting
adventure.
me tag along. The dead fire is awfully big for this little Orlin.
Because I don't know. Yes, I sure did. I was the wizard, and I read out my prophecy about 5 or 6 times. And every time I was interrupted, I went, and it started again from the top. Looked like an old man for 3 hours.
What's gnawing you?
Talk to me about Bayan.
Well, we got him out of there. That's the most important thing.
Did you do any editing on that, Summer? This was a good game.
But he is all alone out there. And that's what got him into trouble to begin with.
They write good games anyway. That's the point. That's why they were invited to run a trip. Yes, 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 yes.
I hope this time it's different. I hope he makes connections. Finds something to do with himself.
Yeah, that's how you get and stay out of a cult, actually, is like make connections, find something to do with yourself outside of that infrastructure and cycle.
I worry, though.
Yeah, man, I get you.
Do you need something?
He looks at you with thinly veiled irritation. Aloth is pissed at us, which is a shame because we hang out a lot and, oh boy. Wreck it?
Here you are.
He grins broadly. Hey, Rekka is speaking a little more Aoran. Not Aodiran. What is the common tongue? Ah, summer. Well, there's talk about how triptychs will be arranged. About that. Common, yeah, I guess. We'll talk more about that soonish. I gotta link up with Games from the Wildwood.
Ask, please.
He gives you a slight nod and smiles. Hey, Deerin! There we go, Luxy. I just forgot. I actually thought it was a Deerin. I'm like, no, because anyway. You learned a Deerin quickly.
Should it be a challenge?
Looks at you quizzically, head tilted to the side. Genuine amusement wrinkles his brow.
Lipasalis, my home. It is a big city, ta?
He spreads his arms wide and grins. Hey, I'm eager for it. Nice to have you follow. I swear you already did, but hey, if it's a new account, I'm happy with it.
Many people speak many languages. That is Nujin. Normal.
Sly smile pulls at the corner of his mouth. Whether he's being entirely serious isn't immediately clear. How'd your ship sink? His eyes flit away from yours and he hesitates, for a moment unsure if this is a topic he wants to discuss. Then he takes a deep breath, closes his lips, and meets your eyes again, this time with intent. Oh, that happens, Becca. Glad to have you back there.
There was a storm. Clouds black like night and high as the stars. We thought God would protect us.
His hands, usually restless and expressive, hang still at his sides. Where were you headed?
West.
And gestures vaguely toward the horizon, frowning.
No one has ever been west because of the storms, huh? But we were determined.
What were you planning to do out here?
We came to teach.
He grins, his tense shoulders fall, relieved to be no longer discussing the shipwreck. Teach what exactly?
Teach about God.
Oh, you mean gods. It's plural.
No, only God, huh? How to explain?
Sorry, I forgot to say, he bounces back on his heels. Now this should be fascinating, right? If you're at all interested in Aora, what the fuck is going on here? His eyes take on a distant look, and he cracks his knuckles absently. Finally, he shrugs.
I did not say I am a good teacher. You learn Seki. Maybe we talk more about God.
He laughs. Teach what exactly?
Teach about God.
Okay, well, it's
no,
the same thing.
I did not say I am
You
a
don't
good
seem
teacher.
like a teacher.
Do I not? I jest. You are right. I am not a teacher. There was a sehaj, and then I was put on the ship. We can discuss later.
You were going to teach in a place you'd never been to people who don't speak your language.
I am a fast learner.
I mean, that's true.
Do you think my Adiran is very bad? It cannot be as bad as Seraphin's. He opens his mouth and nonsense comes out.
Yeah, all right. Don't be mean about pigeon languages. Hey, Emma. Good to see you online. Yeah, Summer, reading and you, absolutely great idea. Team? Someone, I don't know. I feel like I'm being pulled in multiple directions and I have no idea which way I'll end up. But playing, excellent fucking idea. There's a lot of good games out there. What did you do back home?
I did nothing. That is how I was put on that ship. Maybe a building went on fire. Maybe many buildings. But that is the past. The future is more interesting, huh?
He rubs at the back of his neck, an embarrassed flush coloring his ears. Fuck. Also, teach what exactly?
Teach about
So you're a
God.
missionary, like Shirty.
I do not know what missionary is. But okay. I did not say
Okay,
I am a
well-
good, as you say.
Tell me about your home. Where are you from?
The edge of your map.
He tries to stifle a playful grin and fails.
A joke from Maya. Home. Home is Yezua. Beyond the storm. Somewhere.
Yeah, Loxy, I like Rekka too. But he is a missionary. Kind of. Coming here to teach about a single god. Slocum! Love it. Nice to have you on board. So, what do you miss about your home?
A funny question. How to explain?
He scrunches up his nose, bunching his freckles.
I miss the wind. Hot and dry, it comes from the mountains. Shakes the doors. Covers Lipasalis in dust. And the desert. It is beyond the mountains. Red and wide. I still smell it sometimes.
He quiets a moment, blinking rapidly. When he looks at you next, he's smiling his usual carefree smile. Will you go back to Yezua?
Is that possible? Oh, I will go now. Someday, Chizunskiku. But there is still much to see here, I think.
Did anyone else just see Yidwin throw up violently in the background? Is this because we gave her the puke stabber? I feel bad about that at the moment. Not cranberries as far as I know.
Are you far from your home, Watcher?
I am, and I miss it.
We are homesick together, then.
Seems as if a heavy weight settles on his shoulders, but he gives you a thin, pained smile and shrugs his longing off with practiced ease. Should I ask you something else?
As you say,
How do you like the Deadfire?
it is hot and wet. I hate it.
He looks about him for something to kick, then, thinking better of it, he crosses his arms and grunts instead. How you holding up?
My feet hurt.
Yeah?
I must find a comb.
He points at the mess of his hair. Okay, so apparently if you ask how you're holding up, he says different things, so let's do that for a little while.
I must find a comb. I
never
must find a comb.
I was really hoping we'd get more complaints because I find that funny. Anyway, what do you think about our traveling companion?
Who?
Aloth?
Always he has a sour lemon face. Like an old man.
Adair?
Adair told me God stepped on your house. Your luck is maybe worse than mine.
Sly grin spreads across his face. Aya?
Her bird is mean. You see where he bit me? I like him.
He shows you a shallow, triangle-shaped cut on his forearm and smiles. And beams. Pelagina?
She reminds me of my old teacher. Do you think she would spar with me?
He puts a freckled knuckle to his lips, considering.
But maybe I have enough scars.
Beat the crap out of you, man. Seraphin?
Where did he learn a Dirin? Not here, huh?
Sorry, Lexi, he seems like a cat person? Like he enjoys cats? Or is he, in fact, some sort of cat person? You know, like a Khajiit. Or... Like, I cannot remember any other names, which is a shame. Oh, you're saying that because he got wounded by a pet and then he said he likes him. I mean... Okay.
Takehu showed me rice wine. Ugh, it is terrible.
Screws up his face into an expression of intense disgust.
You are out of rice wine, by the way.
Oh my god. He was a holy man. What have we done? Shoti.
She poked me with her weapon once. She apologized for a week.
Very odd behavior for someone who, reaps souls.
I poked her with mine, and now we are even.
Yeah, but we gave you a two-hand Volge.
Who?
The others? Constantinin.
He puts fire kelp in my soup when he thinks I am not looking. But there are peppers much spicier in Yezua. I will get him back.
Okay, that's good. Vicina.
I offered her a candied nut, and she took them all.
Sounds like Vicina.
She is like my sister.
Yudwin.
Creepy.
A little shiver thrills up his spine and he blanches. Hey, it's missing someone. It's missing a drunkard that we picked up randomly, and I didn't even know that, Mirka. So, and I'll explain why too. It's really good game design. The cat has, like, pushed me further and further away from the microphone. Apologies for that. But he looks so cute. How could I not?
Fine, yes.
Right. If you put all of the characters that are not, like, mandatory, but are expected in the base game here, right? All of these people. And then you have the others. You're going to have a section that has everyone that, like, is in a second design pass, right? Because these are the henchmen. Not only are they non-mandatory, like some of the others are non-mandatory as well, but these were expandable. When you're writing and designing the game, you have this list first, right? And then you go, okay, now that we've written all this dialogue, let's do another one. Okay? And also,
he puts fire kelp in my soup.
None of
But
these
there are peppers much. I offered her a
mention
candied nut, and she is like my sister.
any of their names
Creepy.
at all. May not have noticed, but it's really clever, very tricky. I like it indeed. It's good writing.
Fine,
It means that it can expand out and it can, like, Mirka was added later. I believe it was released with the Rum Runners DLC, which was free, I believe. And so she wasn't necessarily added here. It's probably designed after Rekka. But it's expandable design. Very clever. As you turn away, you feel a slight tug on your sleeve. When you look back, you find Rekka watching you with one eyebrow raised and the start of a mischievous grin on his lips.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
We talk about the others. What do you think of me?
Though he smiles in his usual playful way, a dark flush of concern climbs his throat. All these options. You're fun. Like, I'm not vetoing it, but I'm essentially saying we're going to call Rekka fun.
Yukog? Take me home and I will show you fun.
Thanks. Good lord. Racket. That's all for now,
Later then.
buddy. Oof. What a good guy. I like him. Hey, Edwin.
Ado, Captain.
You okay?
Do you require my expertise?
Do you want to talk about what happened at the dead float? He raises a thin white eyebrow.
Should I?
We spoke to him again, to his face. Kind of.
And yet, we persist. Remarkable, yeah?
Yeah.
He was much as I expected. Cold, hard, both honest and misleading.
He is the divinity to which you've pledged your life.
Regardless of where the gods came from, I have no doubt that the land shaped Remergond.
You still uphold his teachings after seeing the fate of souls bound to him?
I do. His unpleasantness does not change the fundamental truth of his doctrine.
Gods aren't real. Their doctrines aren't real.
I beg to differ.
Palagita didn't like that. Shirley didn't like that.
They may be artificial, but they certainly exist.
I love this point. This is an important point, and it matters to me.
Further, they represent philosophies present among the Kith prior to the rise of Anguith.
It's fascinating that she knows this as well. This is not super common knowledge.
That a school of thought is blindly followed by some does not entirely negate its validity.
Remember that keeping that specific secret was the entire purpose of the Leaden Key. Because Aloth has been doing pretty well in his attempts to remove them. Anyway, you said something about paying your way to the Republics with coin from a dead man?
I believe I said I did not want to discuss it.
If you change your mind, you can talk to me.
I appreciate that, but I assure you that I will not.
I will not demand it. Gollum, that's a good question, right? Primarily, Larksy is correct. It's not just because we like those, but because we do things that those characters like, Aloth is pissed. Here. This is worth discussing in slightly more detail. Let me pull up something. It's going to turn on my monitor capture, so you'll... Now. Workshop. Go to popular time. Operate at all time. This will do. Aloth, new and improved. It's on the first page, 3 times 1. It's the 12th most popular mod on the entire server. You need a few more reasons for Aloth to like your watcher? Here! It'll add skullduggery and resourcefulness to Aloth's disposition. So, like, why? Right? Why is Aloth being slightly less grumpy the 12th most popular mod for the game? When the ones just above it are like, add a whole bunch of new spells, or increase the level cap. And the one I have, which removes underwear. Or like, upgrade all the party items. Redo literally all of the classes to make them more interesting. Yeah. It's pleased to have you aboard, Silicon. And like, here's a sword that is in the game but isn't obtainable. Let's get it in some way. Aloth is really easy to irritate. Really irritating. Really easy to irritate indeed. And that kind of sucks, right? Because we like him, but he's just so irritable all the time. Because he doesn't like... He likes you not being funny, he likes you being serious and taking things seriously, and he likes... Show you more in a little bit. But like, I've referenced that mod's existence several times. It kind of sucks that it's so popular because we like Aloth, we like him as a person. And like, when he started to open up to us, conversations were excellent. I love the man. And he's really annoyed at us. Hey, you know what? Cue people accusing me of cheating, but you know what we're doing? We're installing it. Subscribe. Relaunch the game, we get it. It is a completely separate thing to him dying every combat. Like, I don't think he's actually into that as much as he may pretend. You said something about paying your way to the Republics with... No. You don't seem to care much for Vatnir.
Are you surprised? He's a two-faced, manipulative hypocrite.
This is also the reason I play things on PC, because it's my fucking game, and it harms literally no one to mess with it to make it more amenable to my playstyle.
And remarkably unpleasant company.
Yeah.
What's surprising is that anyone bears fondness for him.
And the smell, right? Edwin chuckles quietly.
I'd suggest we take him to the luminous bathhouse, but who knows if they'd let him in? I will treat him with politesse, provided he does not provoke me.
No, it's not. Anyway, maybe another time. So, it's funny that she doesn't like him, because he is, like, he's God-touched for Remagand, and they are rare as fuck. Her worship, like a lot of the worship in the game, is very different. Right? Very, very different to most traditional forms of worship. Like, Adair is still very pro-Aethys, but he is very on board with flying up to the fucker and stab him. Completed download. Yeah, so like, I love the challenge of having Vela with us. I think it's a stroke of genius of the developers to have a challenge mode that essentially, you took this baby, man, you deal with it. In universe, yeah, you'd leave her on the ship, right? Exactly. And then you're playing a tabletop game and your players are like, I leave the child on the ship where she is safe. You go, okay, cool. And then you have a Dawn is kidnapped every week. Dawn is in trouble, must be Tuesday. To quote the trope and or the Buffy show, you know? Like, she just get kidnapped from the ship, or she decided she wanted to get off the ship because it's important to do something else for a bit. Or she got tired and her dreams were ensorcelled by an evil cipher. It's totally possible. Just... yeah. We would have won the Remagen fight very easily if we have her with us. Can't check Aloth's dispositions until he's in our party. He's not technically in the party until we get off the ship.
I can still feel those vines under my skin. But that will pass. Thank you.
What is it, Casita?
One of Fastina's eyebrows rises sharply. Any thoughts about our companions?
Shoti is like a beautiful tree with poisoned roots. Her smile is the bark which hides the rot.
Be more homoerotic.
Keep an eye on Maya. I'll say no more than that. Seraphin has a large heart, but he hides it under foul language. This is something I can understand.
Aw. I think we could just assume Yidwin is like...
Watcher, if you have a moment, I'd like to tell you something.
She just walked... As we were walking past, she's like, hey, oh no, the Valiant Trading Company like you. Let's talk about something. Alright, Palagina.
I appreciate that you have been helping me. Helping the Republics. I know that you have an important purpose in the Deadfire. And that purpose is not the same as ours.
It is functionally fascinating to have a paladin that is devoted to an organization instead of a tenant. It means that she has a boss. It doesn't happen that often in tabletop games.
Still, I hope you can see the potential the Republics have to do good here.
There is potential, yes, but the situation is complicated.
Quite. But I trust you will continue to support us in the future.
She smiles and nods faintly to you, but a whisper of suspicion twitches into the corner of her mouth.
Corres.
There is no way to keep Palagina happy without being, really big on the Valiant Trading Republics. Actually, she fucking liked that, though. Hardest thing about... Yeah, she really liked that I said the gods aren't real, because she's very anti-religious. Do not like this interface for this reason. Okay, Slime Shadows and Aloth. And I think, yeah, he really hated when we were flirting with our boyfriend. I didn't say Larksy was wrong. I do have a shipping chart. And the best thing is, it gets even better when we can view their character sheets and you can see how much they like each other. How I entered an infinite loop to make Maya love Adair.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Alright, man.
Let's get a move on.
Alright.
I would not have guessed I would find myself back with the Watcher of Kadnua. Much less at the Order of Akanta.
Her expression fluctuates between amusement and annoyance.
I know that you did not intend for misfortune to befall me.
Oh.
And I appreciate what you said in Queen's Birth.
Yes.
Perhaps this time will go better for both of us.
Probably not.
You only have to ask.
Can you tell me more about what happened after we defeated Theos?
After we parted ways, I returned to the Republics and reported to the Duke's bells.
Uh-huh.
I failed to complete my mission and had no excuses. The Republics had lost a golden opportunity to trade with the Glanfathens, and the Dukes were furious. They exiled me from the Brotherhood, scoured the suns from my breastplate, put me on a ship to Red Ceres. Diverus, I was lucky to escape with my life.
Was she still devoted to them?
I worked as a guard. Caravans, ships, wealthy merchants. I did not discriminate.
This is
After
fucked.
my exile, both my purpose and my pride were gone. The years have taken me from the Eastern Reach to the Deadfire. Some would say it is fate that has brought us together again, Watcher. But you must already know what I think.
Yeah.
It is just luck. Time will tell if it is good or ill.
It's like, I hate to say it, Palutena, but I don't think we're going to side with the colonists. Or the imperialists. Maybe the native caste system. Maybe the pirates. At least they're not slavers. What's her opinion on what's happening with Aethys?
Well, even if he has taken a special interest in you, I doubt he is any less mad than I predicted. And I doubt Bareth and the other gods will consider your debt to them fulfilled. Merla, all of it.
It. Yeah, essentially.
But this is just the same as before, no? The gods are playing their games and leaving us to settle the wager.
He really did not like how Pillars of Eternity 1 turned out, right?
We need to find a way to turn the tables on them, you and I. Diverus.
Oof. Make her calm yourself. The hot bird lady paladin is trying to kill a couple of gods. You'll be right on with that idea. Honestly, so am I. They deserve it, but that's why I like them. They're really good antagonists. How do you like the Deadfire so far?
Where I am assigned is of no concern to me. But I do think the Deadfire can be profitable for the Republic.
There it is again.
If the Dukes need me here, I am glad to serve them.
I asked if she liked it. Yeah, and she said, I think it's profitable. Was she always a bird lady? Yes, absolutely. She's less bird lady than less birdie than other Hylian godlikes, avian godlikes, which is not a playable race. How are you?
Good. I have no concerns, Watcher.
Whatever happened with you and Manaha? Elishina slowly turns her head in your direction, eyebrows raised, inner eyelids nicotinating out and back.
Quay.
You and Manaha? You were together, wait.
Menea was a good companion and a skilled warrior. But her imagination got the better of her.
Oh.
It appears to have gotten the better of you as well.
She runs her fingers along a wayward feather, pointing in an odd direction from her wrist, pressing it flush against it. She also likes strong barbarian lady. But not enough to commit. Cool. I think that's everyone. I still can't talk to Steward, and I find that very odd. I don't want to Google that problem and see if anyone else is getting it, but it's not a lot of fun. I remember there being dialogue with Steward on the boat. You're like, hey, what's the status of this? And she'll be like, I'll tell you. Eventually, yeah. But hey, she was a friend. Just partially. Spoken to Takehu a little while ago, Irena. I think Vatnia, and then we'll continue sailing.
On, Dusk Speaker.
We'll continue sailing. We're gonna have Aloth in our party. We're gonna do a little skullduggery now that he likes it. See if we can get our friendship back up. Yeah? Yeah. I want my buddy to like me. I want to ask him how he's been since we ended the Hollowborn crisis. I want him to feel like he can trust Slam Shadows again. The thing is, he can. What were we doing? We had some fire. That's actually pretty close to the top. Travel to Ori or Kuiki. Give that a go. Rikuhu. That's actually pretty good too. We'll do that soon. Go back to Nekataka, so maybe not. Go to Sayuka. Go to Atsura. Well, jeez, we are clearing up a lot of it. We're gonna go to Sayuka. Because we know where it is, and it's not that far. Ori Okuiki, that was one place we need to go. Ashen Moor, that's not say it. We don't move while the map's up. That is a pain. I hate that. Because I'm vaguely impatient, so I like leaving the map up and looking at things. Return to Monkey Island isn't grabbing you? It's a shame. I spoke to Deadman briefly and he was like, it was enjoyable, he's got thoughts. I haven't played it yet. And again, I haven't played anything since Monkey Island 1. They released an iPad version and I played that. That was enough for me. Lovely, highly enjoyable. Didn't finish 2. I would have to, given that 2 is... the new one is a sequel to 2. Love the world. That's ship. I actually wanted party manager. Oh, here we go. Party. Aloth. Aloth. He doesn't like irresponsibility. Likes dutiful. He doesn't like pride. But now, he likes skullduggery. Thank fucking Christ. And autonomy, which is good. Not big on the divinities. Likes resourcefulness. Okay. He didn't have that. He didn't have that. So he just had 1 very bad, 2 good. Like, it's easier for him not to like people. Aloth doesn't like anyone in this party. If you're in a down emotional state, I don't recommend Elysium. Fallout could be fun, especially depending on which Fallout too. Can be pretty cheery. Elegina kind of likes Maya. Yeah, love Shoti, Seraphim, and hilariously, Adair, big fan of Aloth. Original, yeah. Fallout 1 is a bit darker than 2, but still absolutely worth it. I also, like, recognize just going, I am sad, I will play a game that is happy. Problem solved is, like, really short-sighted, so I'm gonna pretend that's the solution. Oh, yeah. Also, Palagini, you're gonna cause trouble. Reke, you... convince me, man. I love you, buddy. I know you may be up to mischief, but teaching the missionary our language and showing him how trading scenarios are set up won't have any negative ramifications at all. What are you talking about? Reke, his city across the ocean, his other culture.
At last. I must go. Discovery awaits. Agrasima, Captain.
Yeah, she was in the box. That's right. And like that whole scenario is like the sequel hook for Pillars of Eternity 3, which may or may not happen, given that we don't even know when Avowed is set. It's just been announced, and they have a trailer, and that's it. And they've given essentially no other details other than yeah, it's coming. Come down. And like that may be how they want to make their game, and I give them all the more power for it. We don't know when it's set, where, which divinity. Every cheap roguelite. Do you think that will eventually hit diminishing returns? Because they're no longer the most popular?
Questions, traveler?
We've been through
Questions, traveler?
been through all these dialogue last time we were here, potentially earlier than we were supposed to.
Hello. Might I help you with something?
No,
Be on your way.
already spoken to the trainer. How was Boyfriend Dungeon, Corey? Game that's on my wish list and I haven't played. Fleetmaster Okaya? Fleetmaster Okaya stares with unwavering intensity at the small sea of papers strewn across her desk. She holds a pencil lightly in one hand and absently taps the tip of it against her lips. After a moment, a low hum escapes her. Sound ends with a harsh scoff, and then she flicks her eyes to meet yours.
Artillery trajectory calculations. Terribly tedious and lamentably imprecise in a storm.
When she chews on the end of a pencil, her gaze grows distant, like she's watching something behind you.
Ah, but the numbers distract me. Where are my manners? You must be the watcher the Hazanui sent.
It's not the first time we've met.
You found me with a rare spare moment.
Asunori Karu asked me to deliver some cargo to you.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
Cheery smile brightens her otherwise serious features. I love that we literally can't do anything other than say nothing about the smuggler.
Well?
He raises an eyebrow.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
A cheery smile brightens her otherwise serious features. Did the dockmaster mention anything else?
No, I don't see... Oh, there's a note here at the bottom. It's very small. What does it...
Oh.
Please accept my apologies for your... difficulties. I'll see that the cargo bathes immediately.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and exhales deep. I mean, I don't care. Cargo is no longer on my ship. Also, if there was a slave, you know I'd kill you, right?
The Hazanui's missive suggested you might be able to help us with an issue at port.
Here we go. Go ahead.
You may have noticed the outsized coral in the harbor.
Gestures to the docks just beyond her office door. Shrug. Narrows her eyes, drumming her fingers along the desktop, then continues.
There's something unnatural about the coral's growth. About everything on this island. And no matter how we trim it back, it only grows larger.
Yep.
My engineers deduced that the origin of this disturbance is somewhere off the coast of Sayuka, and I'd like you to investigate.
Okay.
Talk to Avera in the workshop if you care to learn more. I would be grateful for your help here, Watcher.
Sure. Gives you a sharp little nod, punctuated by the crack of a pencil against the desk, and continues her work. Oh. Alright, sure. We'll go check out what's going on with your weird coral. How bad can it be anyway, right? Workshop. We dealt with the Naga that were attacking for no reason. No reason at all. Ignore the terraforming that they're doing. That's a bit of a statement. I've been playing a bunch of Mass Effect 2 now. I finished Mass Effect 1. 100%ed it like a boss. God, that's strange. I can't stop myself. The whole galaxy, I have scanned every planet, landed on all of them, collected everything possible. It's a collection side quest for a bunch of minerals and resources and whatnot. You can get way over the max if you look. And it's pointless. Well, you get a small bonus when you go into Mass Effect 2, but you don't get any more for going above and beyond. Also, I think it's really funny that Mass Effect Genesis, which is supposed to, and Genesis 2, it just recaps Mass Effect 1 and 2, Genesis 2, right? It doesn't mention Feros at all. At all. A third of the major story beats are just ignored. Which is funny to me. Fuck that colony. Also, disappointed. Caden kind of forced himself on me. I didn't even know we were dating, so Liara was like, I don't want to interfere. And then even when I tried to kill Caden, she was like, hey, I'm sorry you've lost your boyfriend. I'm like, cut. I wanted to be the horniest shepherd and sleep with as many people as possible in every game. I only managed one in Mass Effect 1. Oh well. When you first enter the workshop, you find a Valian scientist, Devera, and the large armoire man in heated conversation. He gestures wildly, his mouth is set in a hard grimace that bears his pointed teeth. Devera regards him with her hands planted firmly on her hips. What's you? His eyes widen.
You! This area is strictly off-limits to non-company personnel. What are you doing here?
Calma, amico. Is this not the casito your Hazanui said she would send?
Devera rolls her eyes. That's me. How can I help?
Praise be. The coral in the harbor is growing out of control, and we've found no way to stop it. We're at our wits' end.
He mops a sheen of sweat from his broad brow with a handkerchief. I mean, Mako, you're right. I understand why they did that. It's not a bad decision, but it is funny.
I've surmised that a magical disturbance must be the source of the problem. So far as I can tell, the most likely candidate is a strange magical signature emanating from someplace off the southeast coast of the island, deep beneath the sea.
The Huanas records show that an ancient and Guithan ruin, Signath Mor, once stood at that approximate location. I do not doubt that something in that ruin is the source of the trouble.
Ancient ruin, my favorite. That sounds like a dungeon!
Per buono, take this. It is my masterpiece, Uck.
She heaves a large bulbous helm off a nearby shelf and hands it. Diving equipment. Wait. Look at this. Specifically, see this? Helm and Pillars of Eternity 1 added in the White March. Here she is. Good God. That's some consistent world building. Hell yeah! Oh, I kind of wish we still had it from the first game. We'd be like, no, it's all good. I got my own.
The helmet should allow you to breathe underwater for time enough to deal with the disturbance, provided, of course, that you hurry.
Exactly short-handed here. Why not send your own people?
None among the company share your particular history with Anguithan artifacts.
Yeah, Slim Shadows actually speaks the language, like, intimately.
You are, in essence, the perfect candidate for our our research.
Uh-huh.
The Royal Deadfire Company thanks you for your assistance, Watcher.
And your bravery. Aura Taugori.
Golden wishes. Well. We'll talk to Maya as well. Meantime, stealth and survival. Yep, you do. Sorry, I just want to clear my throat directly into the microphone. Oh, that's melee. Tenacious. Power. We need to get more empowered shots, so... Bad idea. Yeah, let's do that. That's the diving helmet I used to take a third option. Yes, it was. Loxy, you're totally correct. And then here she is. I know they did it on purpose, and I am excited about it. Whatever hides beneath this tarp reeks of brass polish and machine. I remember last time we were here, we tried to see if we could steal from this thing. Maybe we spent ages and never got around to it or something.
Good thinking.
Captain.
Wait, it's just maybe supplies.
I'm listening.
Already max. Maya wants to talk to us. Let's do that.
You have my undivided attention, as always.
Okay. Nothing. That's good. Thanks, Maya. And like, there was just a name in the White March 2. Were they in the process of writing this quest? Were they writing Pillars of Eternity 2? Honestly, I don't think so. So, pretty exciting. They were like, oh, diving.
You look hungry, Akira. All the wonders.
We have that, don't we? Mahora wraps. good too. Fuck, that was more expensive than I expected. We're gonna have everything that's not unique. Enjoy! I know you sell food. Have an arbalist. Keep the Deadlight Horn, just in case. Maybe we need to go back to Fort Deadlight and do a bit of tooting. One of the worst mouth trumpets I've pulled off in some time, so I kind of feel like doing it again, but I want to warn everyone before I do a better mouth trumpet.
Let me know if you're in the market for something pointy.
We haven't stopped.
Put your eyes on these.
Yeah, that's better. Alright. I don't think we need any more of those. Leave by sea. Let's get out of here. Get on our ship. Let's go investigate what's going on. Sink our teeth further into the game. Yeah. Nothing more. Arrive at the location off the coast of Sayuka that the Coral Mason told you about. You peer over the edge of your ship and see a faint glow in the waters far, far below. Don your diving suit and swim down. Ingwith. Ancient Ingwith. Should we... No, because we do not have Hiravius with us at the moment. He would do. Why is Aloth Maya? Because it's essentially her party. Yeah. Best buddy. Don your diving suit and swim down. You clamber into the diving suit and leap from your boat, hitting the water with a tremendous splash. Swim toward the light, breathing fresh air thanks to Ivera's invention. As you fall through the depths, the water grows dark, but the glow below you ever brighter. Schools of gigantic fish twist and swirl around you, paying you no heed. Soon enough, you can make out the vague shape of a structure resting on the seafloor. Rising from the ruins of Signath Moor is a tall spire and what appears to be a small landing platform. When you finally reach the spire, you find that a shimmering barrier surrounds the ruins. You pass your hand through the barrier and feel nothing but a tingle like static electricity. Skin pass through the barrier. You walk through the barrier and discover the interior of the ruins aren't flooded. Affected but dry. You remove your helmet, take a deep breath of fresh air, and walk into the ruins of Signath Moor. I would... Could I have a second take on that? Hiccups? Yeah? Okay. From you. You walk through the barrier and discover the interior of the ruins aren't flooded as you might have expected, but dry. I don't know. My enthusiasm is jumping in all directions at them. I want to pick up work on my novel again, and I have. I've been editing. I want to...
They're down here somehow,
I
but
just
I
know it
wouldn't
is
mind
all.
if it smelled like something besides rotten fish.
I'd like to keep streaming and finish some games off, and I'd like to do more practice, voiceover, voice acting, audiobook reading, that sort of thing. Oh, yeah, currently, equipment rise, we have one bear and another bear. We may trade them at some point, but two bears, always good. Water leaks through a crack in the window. Starting with a rage log. There's literally nothing we can do here except shoot him, and I don't like it. Power, actually, checking. Kill enemies with empowered attacks. Empower a double shot. While stealth. I seriously thought that would have killed him.
You were saying?
My bad. I'm gonna wait until next combat to do it. Actually feel a little bad.
Not a problem, Captain. I've got this, Captain. Your orders?
I miss watching Critical Role, I think.
You were saying?
He's still in combat. Because Maya is a great voice. And I kind of want to give Marisha Ray's new character a go. actually sounds pretty cool. Bloody, not super dead yet. Let's have everyone but a Shiza leave. Extra damage. Okay, now it's near death. How about this?
Right between the eyes.
There we go. It's micromanagement. It's for a reason. Lightheart. 12 grand upgrades are complete. Superb quality. 31 to 41 piercing damage. 12 pen. Last one. Corrupting beauty. All nearby enemies will become distracted after killing an enemy with a weapon for 15 seconds. And chicken custom. The final entry is difficult to read. The letters twist and tremble. So I took it away, the gun. Far away from the village as I could, chartered a ship and sailed south. She knew what I was planning for certain. Her heart didn't take kindly to me interrupting her meal and turned on me. The rot quickened and I withered like a severed vine, shrinking in on myself. The crew of the vessel took sick. The timbers of the ship turned black with mold and began to leak. We ran aground here. It was good. Crew be dead, and the ship no good to me. Buried the heart where it couldn't hurt nobody. Then he came along and dug it up. As I said, I'd be long gone by now, and I can't stop you. If you be intent on taking the gun, so be it. Just remember, my foolish friend, heart always be hungry. Best feed it regular. Best to look to you.
Your orders?
Yeah, well, Maya's an assassin, so I think we'll be fine. Small school of fish dart through the window. The water just past them. This dark, murky hole leads to the ocean. Murky? It's home. Let me go. Hey, Vela, stay up here. Don't drown in this small puddle. Flash cut to Johnny Quick Death. Whole series of 5-second films.
I'll see what I can find.
What is this? Small plaque below the mural reads, "The Winding Serpent was our first success. Born of the common barracuda, we subjected the creature to the machine's vital energies, and it grew to immense proportion. It has since appeared to have developed something of a group mentality, often hunting in packs."
There. What did I tell you?
Did you see? Slam Shadow is getting 22 on his mechanics.
Give me a real challenge. You'll never know.
Generation heals Enraged Sea Troll. Wherever they are, that sounds bad. Find a small machine sitting on a dais, surrounded by a spinning ring. Appears to be of Engwithan design. Well, metaphysics? Sorry, Arcana. Examine the machine. You note the speed of the ring's rotation, the subtle pattern of the machine's humming. After a bit of prodding, the pylon's workings made sense to you. Activate the machine. You shut down the machine. The floating ring grinds to a halt, and the energy it emits winks out of its existence. Low rumbling echoes through the ruins, and the barrier on the window nearest to you flickers briefly. Small trickles of water flow nearby. Shit. Think this place will flood?
Never seen one of these machines that was anything but trouble.
Pylon is dark, it's ring immobile. The mural hints at the creation of a creature larger than any that came before it, but is too damaged to decipher more. Okay, perhaps we shouldn't have done that right away, but we still got time to poke about. Hey, what's this?
Consider it done.
Low hum reverberating from this machine makes the inside of your ears. The machine stretches from the deep within the pit of water at your feet to the apex of the vaulted ceiling high above you. It emits a soft, low purr and charges the air with the same expectant frisson of energy you might feel right before a lightning strike. Study the machine. Manage to make out what little of the writing hasn't faded away. Learn that the machine is funneling essence into the surrounding flora and fauna from a luminous Adra pillar deep beneath it. Deactivate. The machine has no apparent off switch. You twist the nearest knobs and dials to see how it reacts. As you do, a presence pushes of your mind. It soon grows forceful, overwhelming your mental barriers with ease. The skitter and rattle of dead leaves come to you in a breeze damp with the smell of rotting wood.
Watcher, Still your hands.
Hello, Galloway.
Signath Moor is under my protection. Why do you violate it?
Is this machine the source of the giant coral in Sayuka's harbor?
Indeed it is. The Engwithan's fine creation siphons essence from a vein of Adra deep within the earth, and the creatures of this region drink deeply of it. They grow strong, ruthless, and in so doing, worthy of my regard.
Fucking Galloway.
Should you want to gain my regard as well, you would destroy this place to protect my machine. Then none will have the means to threaten my work here as you have.
Why should I do as you ask?
Because I am your God Watcher, and I reward my loyal followers.
Do we follow Galloway? I don't think so.
You would do well to think twice before crossing me.
Isn't that counter to your philosophy of trial, Galloway?
Cleverness should hunt all strength, Hound of Aethys.
I'll consider it.
Decide quickly, Watcher. My creatures grow restless.
We'll be back. The divinities, always involved, always causing trouble. You think you're going on a little underwater adventure, and instead you find Galloway. Power being pushed into the surrounding flora and fauna, making them stronger, larger, more ruthless. Apparently he likes that. Fascinating, interesting, clever! What do we do? I'll hold a vote when we go back and press a button. But I'm pretty sure once we press a button, like, little temple will end. Let's continue exploring.
What?
Oh, oof.
Oh?
Very good. We cast Ninagorth's killing bolt. It's killed someone, so we got a spectre out of it too.
Right between the eyes.
I cannot whack him any harder.
Can I whack him any harder? We turn it all off. Yeah, well, I mean, that is the most likely
Watch and learn.
response. Feel free to yell at us too. That's, we'll end up choosing. But I will hold an actual vote soon. Pile of fish! You find fish! Ooh. Wall before you is decorated by an intricately painted mural depicting 4 sea creatures of legend. Correct. The mural features a kraken, a shark covered in wicked barbs, an enormous whale, and a knot of 3 serpents with a head of barracudas. Images are offset somewhat from their frames as if they could be pressed. Well, we don't know the orders, right? We know that the biggest one came last. We know that the barracudas were first. That's it. Let's come back soon. We know this because we looked at the murals. So let's look at more murals and see if we can press the buttons. And hope it doesn't unlock the door we've already unlocked. Yes. And a small machine sitting in a dais, surrounded by a spinning ring. Same thing. Deactivate. Same as before. Rumbling is louder this time, and the barrier opposite you flashes and wavers. Cracks race up the walls, followed by many more leaks. Well, maybe let's not deactivate the last one then. Bark is worn but still legible. Barbed Ravager was the direct result of our success with the Winding Serpent. We grafted poisonous barbs onto bull sharks and subjected them to the machine's energies. The creatures tripled and quadrupled in size, assimilating the barbs into their bodies. The most fearsome predator was born. Why don't you cure cancer? You can edit genes on the fly.
Could be
Why
a
aren't you
fight.
curing cancer? I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs. We got an arranged sea troll. We got a brood mother. We also got people who are going to stand there and not cause trouble because sigil of atrophy will be over. Instead, let's problem like this. No. In fact, I'm gonna make you stand. Oh, used it.
What do you need?
On.
Hey.
Delay for a little bit.
Wasn't that
Explode.
The staff.
Sigil's gone. Get him, boys. Pass it again, Aloth. Nothing's better than a good fireball.
Hey there.
A second.
I cannot whack him any harder.
Right here.
Alright.
Right between the eyes.
That fireball would have dealt damage. Quite a bit of damage to our people. Damaging. Oh, cool. A fine pipe. Think we're over leveled for this area. Fine. Relax, suits us, doesn't it?
I see where you're going with that.
22 in total.
There.
Who came down here to put a pistol in? That's ridiculous. The Shiza, being a bird, is unaffected by slog. Yeah, we found both of the enraged sea trolls. Jump.
Speak freely.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Right on target.
Look, I'm not sad that we kept Modweir. Modweir is really funny.
That's not very helpful.
I don't know, Aloth, that looked pretty helpful to me, man.
Show 'em how it's done.
Right here.
This. Good job, Slam. Rekka hits hard.
Isn't this something? Be right there.
Oh, that got us a key. Probably to open the door we've already opened. But that's good. That means that the puzzle with the murals is unlikely to be solved in the exact same way. The plaque below the mural is in remarkable condition. It reads, "The Kraken is a beast like none other. By applying the manipulation techniques we refined through our work on the Leviathan, we increased both the size and the intelligence of the common octopus. They've since proved themselves to be fraud. There's one unfortunate side effect. They also became quite territorial. Let's go poke some things. Okay, taking bets. It unlocks a doorway here. There is this last thing here, and that is how you disable, you sink this place under the sea, and that is do Gallowayne's bidding. Hey, we won't know until we try. Quick save in case something goes wrong if we press in the wrong order. Correct. Let's get depressy, baby. Not Kraken's the first. I think Serpent's first. The knot of Serpent sinks into the mural with a satisfying click. Barb Shark. Shape with the Barb Shark sinks into the mural with a satisfying click. Whale. Click. Kraken. As the final piece of the mural sinks into the frame, you hear a deep rumble of stone moving behind you. Oh, it's just a chest. With a cool spear. Red flag. Gaff. Red's gaff. Gaff. Using them. Balls to them. Lovely. Love a spear. Yep. Rule of threes. Like, from the dialogue, like the text on the other machine, it's very clear there'll be a third one. Either we didn't have to go through here What? The plaque near the mural reads, "The Leviathan was a folly born of purist. After our experience with the barbed Ravager, we decided to test the limits of the machine's growth capability. We entrapped a pod of blue whales and subjected them to the machine for months on end. Only a few of the creatures survived, but those that did, they could not be contained." Look, it's very Slam Shadows, but fuck this place. If we do this, it'll sink underneath the ocean. Okay, let's go back to Gallowayne. Do a quick vote. I mean, what are we going to do? We go back to Sayok and we're like, no, we actually made it permanent forever. Also, it's going to get worse. What do you mean it's going to get worse? It's going to get worse? How? I don't know. Leaking Adra and essence into things. And, well, what can I tell you?
Have you seen reason at last, Herald of Barath?
Alright. Essentially, number 1, I obey the will of my god. Number 2, understood. Or number 5, to activate the machine. What do they mean in context? 1. Yes, Gallowayne, of course. I will sink this place underneath the ocean and continue empowering creatures. And make the make the trading company really happy. Really unhappy with me. 2. Understood. Yeah, alright, I'll do it. Or 5. Eat a dick, Galloway. I'm not gonna do your bidding and continuing powering the wildlife, flora, and fauna. Flora, fauna, plants, and animals. Yeah, that's true. Well, we kind of don't like them. They think we like them a lot. You don't like noise? Bad noise. But which noise? That one? Noise like feedback. Okay, interesting. Well, we've essentially only got one vote for 5, which is tell Galloway to fuck off. And I'm going to press that unless we receive a bunch of other votes in the next. Alright, deactivate the machine.
No!
God Galloway cries out, but he cannot stop you. Yeah, good job, Nico. You tear the control panel from the machine and toss the apparatus to the ground. Sparks fly, thick smoke billows, and humming flutters to a stop. The machine's ring tumbles to the floor.
This defiance will be your last.
I'm with Golem King. No! Like, that's all you got, buddy? Come on. Ooh. See that tentacle? I wonder if we can do both. Can we break the machine and then also sink it underneath the ocean?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah, this tells me we should put off Seeker Slayer Survivor, a DLC that focuses primarily around Galloway, for a little while. We'll hate the fucker. Yes! 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 Oh.
Forgive me, but this is the last time I follow you anywhere underwater.
Buddy, you're okay. Don't worry. Alright. Are you here to fuck or to kill? Starting with combat, so I think our decision has been made for us. My apologies, everyone. What's the fuck is no tentacle sex today?
Aye?
No. Nay. Right, so what we can do is just put it right there. Right there. Do it the other way around. Hold on. Hold on, just... There. Pass that first. Now do your devastatingly powerful end of that. You. this. Just a moment. And
Cannot
plus.
whack him any harder.
Okay. Get him, fuckers. Okay, I actually want this turned down again. They say after I turned it up just a little while ago.
Good thinking.
Aloth, I'd like you close to it, please. Ooh, it's got a lot of health.
Oh?
Aloth, what are you doing in melee? Every time. Every time. Love you, buddy, but cheese. Resolute. Can't hurt, right? Alright, let's try the ball lightning. I want more chain lightning from this.
Orders? Something I can do?
Got a lot. Rush damage and prone.
There's no weapon.
This might knock down the tentacle. Maya just did it, alright.
Beyond seek.
Something I can do?
Hold him busy.
That looks like it hurt.
Alright. Where did you put it? Hey, not bad. You see that? He didn't hit his allies.
Just like
That's not very helpful. Yes.
Mask of the Grotto. Intellect power levels for all poison keyword ability. Melee weapon attacks from stealth. Very cool.
What now? Indeed.
I literally do not know who would wear that. Fought from all sides. Strong tentacles holding you up. You don your compass and diving suit and head out of the ruin. When you pass through the ruin's shimmering protective field, you feel the press of the sea against your chest. The intense pressure at this depth makes swimming a taxing enterprise, and you struggle to make your way back to the surface. To breach the water, your crew hurries to haul you back onto the deck. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Aloth. Something, I don't know. Hey, Sayuka. Not only did I solve your problems, I am incredible. It was amazing. Killed a Kraken, Aloth cast Chain Lightning twice, and then he fireballed, and he didn't kill people. His allies. Sarah?
Ak, so much to do, so few hours in the day.
Betty?
Stay out of the way.
Hey. Coming to give you good news, but alright, I guess I'll just go talk to the Harbor Master. They're designing a game. It's on the high seas. They're gonna be like, we need to fight. Need to fight a Kraken at some point, right? When are we fighting a Kraken? I need to put it in a good spot. Can't not have one. You can have 2, 3? No. We know they exist because the Kraken's eye.
I hope your
has
effort
a
to resolve
Kraken's
the
eye
coral
and a fake
situation
Kraken
is
head.
meeting with success.
But we stole it. I dealt with a magical disturbance at the root of your coral problem.
You've brightened my day considerably. We should have the port in working order as soon as the remaining coral is cleared.
Major positive reputation.
Ah, before I forget, Atsura would like to see you at the Brass Citadel.
Asura wants a lot of things. Clearing out Cooksborough. Okea pauses, her hand outstretched, like she meant to pull you aside, then reconsiders. With a shake of her head, she continues.
Though he appears placid on the surface, Atsura is not a patient man.
I don't care? Why did clearing out Cooksborough? Oh. Oh my god. I think the next quest was, hey, go destroy Cooksborough. Already done, baby. I don't need help to be. I don't need to be told to go kill slavers. We'll deal with that later. I don't want to go back to Nekataka just yet. Let's go to Ori Okuiki. Let's take our boyfriend. But before we go there, we're gonna have a break. Our usual 15-minute break where I'm gonna
Kinda hurts.
come back with a cocktail, and I'll see you then. Okay, let's just get on the ship. See, actually, why do we need anything? We're all good. All right. 3 minutes to walk that distance. You see that? That was crazy. Break time, you'll have some background music and I'll be back in 15 minutes, okay? Go at, like... we're back. Hello, hello. I'm going to jump to chatting so I can show you a cool drink. Ta-da! What is that? It's got a twist so it looks like an actual fucking cocktail. Anyone would believe Jimbles never does that, and we should be celebrating it. That is exactly the case. The problem is I don't often have citrus fruit just sitting around because I eat the fucker. However, I noticed a lime slightly getting drier and drier, so I'm like, I'd better use it. I'll have it and just cut a twist. And what is it? It's a non-alcoholic Aperol Spritz because I don't really feel like drinking tonight, not just because I was very, very drunk at post-con drinkies. Though, I gotta tell you, that's a big part of it. No, I just didn't feel like it. And, don't force it if you don't want to. If it's not gonna bring you joy, don't do it. Not just joy. If it's not gonna give you a benefit, don't do it. You know? And so, Emma and I are sampling, like, non-alcoholic cocktails you can get in cans. And this is clearly an Aperol Spritz. My first sip, I was like, this is Negroni, because it's vaguely orange and bitter. I'm like, I know what that is. No, like it's a something spritz in a can. It's an Aperol Spritz, I assure you. And it was bitter, and it was beautiful, and it was tasty. And I liked it. But I also thought, I can use the rose and elderflower syrup that my friend Bill gave me and make it a bit sweeter. A little bit sweeter, and like, I don't have to. I thought it'd be fun. And it's better. Fuck. Captain Thanig, look at this. Iron captains are blockading Brookspur. Good on them, they should. I said we're going to Ori Okuiki. Let's go. Sail, oh slam. We encounter another ship at sea, do we? You're surrounding a rocky islet when you see a ship drifting on the horizon, its sail luffing in the breeze. A rough symbol has been painted onto it. You pull out a spyglass and peer at the symbol. It's crudely drawn, but it looks like it could be a war club, or a sword, or a key. Other than the flapping sail and swaying lines, you don't notice any movement. But you do spot one body slumped against the gunwale and another splayed over the wheel, and an arrow buried in the mast. Aloth appears at your side and looks as well. That symbol, it looks like a variant of the Leaden Key's insignia. Aloth lowers the spyglass. You think they're Leaden Key? Or attacked by them, perhaps. Leaden Key members rarely announce themselves in such bold fashion, but we won't know until we look, Aloth says. Investigate then. What's precisely, Aloth says. Let me win back your appreciation. That's what I needed. Now the bitter and sweetness and with the undercurrent, the secondary taste of rose and elderflower. Great cocktail. I'll make it for you, Emma, if you don't want to grab it yourself. Promise not because I'm busy. Busy. Playing video games on the internet. Oh wow, they got pants on. They shouldn't. It's very odd.
Consider it done.
Painting on the mast resembles a symbol. A fragment of essence quivers near a corpse. Most of the soul seems to have departed already, but this fretting, fluttering piece remains. It throbs with panic. Even standing this close to it raises its pulse. Breathe the soul fragment. As you let it wash over you, terror thins your blood. Your heartbeat becomes the galloping of hooves. You fight to keep yourself from vomiting with fear, if only to avoid the noise. This was supposed to be a quick trade run, up to Nekatalka and out in a few days, but you got lost in that fog, and the next thing you knew, arrows were flying through it. So you hid here between some of the crates, where it's dark, where the screams on deck are just a little quieter. You thought pirates were the greatest danger for merchant ships like yours, but the shrieking warriors butchering your crewmates don't seem like pirates. Someone's up in the rigging, painting some kind of symbol on your sails. Light spills into your hiding place. An Almar warrior, one of the Huana you think, stands over you. Foreigners shall corrupt our lands no more. You're looking up towards the glare, and the armor is silhouetted against it when pain lenses through the base of your skull.
Did you find something? You have that look again.
They were merchants, killed by the Huana who said something about foreigners corrupting their lands.
Well, that's a start. I found some unusual stains. I don't think they're blood, but they are rather odorous.
He wrinkles his nose at a streak of something the color of a fresh bruise. That's Koiki pulp.
So it is. But what would that be doing here?
Wahaku hunters smear themselves with it when near their island, Ori o Koiki.
Of course. The same group we met on Motario Kozi, as I recall.
Correct.
I've heard they're aggressively isolationist. As for what that has to do with the leaden key...
Well, we'll find out. He frowns, looking at the key-like symbol painted onto the sail.
At least we know where to look next. Though if this becomes anything like our encounter in the Defiance Bay catacombs... Well, I hope we get our answers before the bloodbath.
He looks at you and smiles wryly. Buddy? Me too. Huh. This was slotted in randomly with no regard for where it would, well, not zero regard, but that little scene, that module, inserted anywhere. Is it supposed to happen here? I don't think so. I think it happens whenever you get relatively close to Ori or Koiki. Likely, if you come from here, it would be fine. Maybe even direction as well. It's like, you must see that before this. Maybe you need Aloth in your party to see it as well. Lift for the wreckage. Nothing more useful. Only one more thing I want when we go to Ori or Koiki. Taking your boyfriend. Wow. Camera. Yes. More cat action. Yes. Ow. Bye, kitty. Covered. You can take alchemy because we don't have surety in a party. You need to take religion because I think it's important soon. Enter. Oh, maybe. Reminds me, did we put lifesteal on slam or did I forget entirely? Oh, I've got an idea. Affects everyone in the party. Oh, everyone's leveling up. Jeez, okay. Because lots of experience. Good full alliance and the painted masks got A stories down. Do not need to improve mechanics anymore. Oh, it's too. Boil their flesh from skin to bone. Good God. Unleash an effect that deals raw damage to foes in an area. Those near death can explode, dealing corrode damage. Summon. Dragon. Summon a better dragon. That's cool because that's not an activated ability. It's just like part of your phrases. You get a skeleton. It lasts 9 seconds in total. Just keep doing it. Skeleton, skeleton, skeleton. That's pretty cool. It's amazing. This is the highest tier we get as enchanter, by the way. Oh, power level for each one. Plant. Spirit or vessel. Or damage to those. Why are we taking stasis shell? So we can cast it on Vela. Honestly. I think it's horribly wrong. We go, Vela. Out of it. Athletics. There's no reason not to. After being knocked out, he gets up. Perfect. That one later. Simply perfect. Rogue. It's a rogue. He starts taking damage really. Just a good thing. He switch positions. Attack, sneak attack bonuses. Lovely. Good. We like that. Okay.
Hey there.
Doing the thing, wasn't it? Well, Takeo and Shoti like each other. Hates.
I got this.
That symbol. It looks like the one we saw on the abandoned ship.
Painting on the post resembles the symbol used by the leaden key. We are hoping for opportunities to make Aloth like us. We're looking for. We like him, we miss him, he's a good boy. Even stealing if they don't know you're doing it. Yes. Benefits from capitalists. Moral dilemma. We're sent back in time. You have the opportunity to steal Hitler's wallet. Are you morally obligated to steal it? Suffer no ongoing damage, but it will frustrate him and likely ruin his afternoon. Rocky outcroppings pepper the face of the cliffside. You can make out the shape of stone ruins situated high above. The terrain offers an abundance of hand and footholds, though the length of the climb alone would exact a heavy toll of effort and strain. Scouting for a secure passage could help to mitigate the risks of a hard climb. We'll have someone study the cliff. While we have him, man. Peter squints at the rock face and points at dangers which eluded you until now. You note that a crevasse, which would otherwise have proven a useful foothold on the journey, is home to a bulbous and pulsating nest of wasps. Higher still, a prominent ledge stands out as an intimidating obstacle. You note no other dangers of significance. Well, now let's give it a go. Climb up. You begin the climb, alternating your attention between your footing and any less obvious dangers. You narrowly avoid the crevasse supporting the wasp nest. Continue your ascent. You come upon a ledge that commands a cliffside. The outcropping looks like it could support an adult's weight, though it would take a nimble outdoorsman to plot a safe course. Scout a safe route, athletics and survival? My man! Complete success! Look at him, he's the best! After scaling the cliff with a mountain goat's alacrity, Adair weaves down at you and signals the optimal path up. You make for the summit of the cliff, panting from the exertion and grateful to find yourself once more on stable ground. Right, that's cool. You can put in something like this to your tabletop challenge, and instead of just saying, I do it and I roll to help to see if my allies can get up as well, you can say, well, how about you try and find an easier route up and give them a slightly higher DC or a different check entirely, see if they can find a way that will make the DC lower for the rest of the party. Not just giving them a bonus, but making the whole ascent easier on them. Mathematically, that may be the same. But instead, kind of empowers them a little bit more and validates their choices. We love it, Dad. You just did a cool thing for us. Ori Okuiki Sanctum. I miss Stranger of Paradise already. I'm daydreaming about them, a sequel. Think they would? Sold pretty well.
I got this. I got this.
The Square is weird about how much they want their games to sell, so. Can we just... Is there... Ruasari... Is the blighted Koiki free? Speak with them. Talk to the chief. Yeah, we will. Why do we know the name of the person? This bowl is full to bursting with ripe kawiki. It looks as if Ruasare's attendants restock it regularly to keep pace with the Renga's appetite. Examine the fruit. Kawiki smell particularly sweet and pungent, likely growing owing to their growth in the deeper jungle. Smell overpowers the stench of the braziers, which suffuses the rest of the temple. Well, no, and let's not put blighted kawiki fruit. Where did we get blighted kawiki fruit anyway? Infested kawiki. Okay, so I think we picked that up off the ground. 1, gross. 2,
I sense a predator in the
whoa,
water.
why are they enemies? You think we snuck in and so they're enemies?
Foes ahead.
Nah. I don't like it. We're not walking into a place and immediately slaughtering the natives. Absolutely not. Definitely under no circumstance. Well, I said immediately. No, no way. Game gives us a choice, and it should. We're not walking in and killing everyone. I'll level them up again fast. I remember what I wanted to do as well. Take his chance. Yes, I did increase survival this time, but just because we used it, that's all. Climbing up the hillside and potentially getting into fights. Honestly seems mostly necessary. But hey, we do what we can. Alright. Get a chance, which is what we were doing. Can't be. Is just at the side of their comrades. Hold sick. No. Hold sick. Alright. In that order. Slam. Hey. We're gonna be the. Yeah, see, he's also got it. And A. Actually B. Mercy and kindness. Door knocked. Good memory. Then old sick. And so that will start essentially when our good buddies will end. You've just not been chanting the whole time, which. They chant A.
Hey there. Leave it to me. That symbol.
Be embarrassing.
It looks like the one we saw on the abandoned ship.
Oh my god. Take one step further than we did last time, and here we go. The young woman steps up to the edge of the cliff and peers down wearing an amused grin. She fingers the curve of a long hunting bow. Maybe it's because we weren't stealthed.
You keep turning up like a chipped Izada.
She nods towards Takehu.
Something keeps drawing me back to Oreo Koiki, I say.
Takehu winks up at her.
Don't let Awata hear you say that.
She returns her focus to you with a frown.
You went into the jungle for animal hides, I say, and found yourself in an empty clearing.
Continue listening.
Akira, silence is wise.
I was guessing, but alright.
You turned around and retraced your steps back to your ship, where it was safe.
Ignoring her demand, I readied my weapons and charged. No, look, I just want to talk. Can we talk?
Not if you cannot listen.
With a sigh, she points the arrow to the ground.
If you came to blunt my teeth with chatter, try to keep it short.
I bring an offer of alliance from Queen Onakazu II. Yeah, she said keep it short, we will. Her bearing abruptly straightens as she regards you and you, taking you in from head to toe.
We remember the old compact with the Nekataka Queen. Do you have her treaty words?
Don't remember. Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas.
Akira, the Queen must be desperate to send you, I say. Rasare will be expecting you inside.
She gestures for one of the cliffside guards to lower the lift.
Seeing as you've earned your way up from nuisance to guest, find me if you feel like trading.
Gebeha folds her arms and strolls away from the cliffside. Alright, well, that's why they were enemies, because we talked to them.
Nice and quiet.
Now let's steal all their shit, but this time as friends. Lighted Kuiki fruit. Hey, maybe we do want to poison their leader. We don't know yet. I was just saying we're not doing that without understanding why first. With the help of an elaborate pulley mechanism, this lift can be raised to the level of the plateau. Take the lift up. Creaking of wood and straining of rope accompany the lift's upward journey. What? That was close. Only when we're not stealth, we're right next to him. A Haki shaman. Speak to Rosari. Alright, is that how everyone's gonna do that? A Haki scout, maybe? Hey? Nothing? Okay, that's fair. Fruit? Yeah? We will not know peace until the foreigners leave. Free. Being a foreigner and all. Party's chosen? Curious choice of company. Alright. Oh, what that?
The handsome fish leaps into my net once again, I say.
A smile rises to Artua's face as she catches sight of Takeru.
Wata, how is my little Koiki?
Rotten. Pugnant. All the reasons you didn't fight when I gave you back to the sea.
I take it you two are acquainted?
Akira, we were. Briefly and purposefully.
Takeru folds his arms and grins.
I did not think you'd swim back, fish.
I am here on business.
Not pleasure? Tell me what they have done with the true Takehu.
Hollowed him.
You are a delight as ever, I say. Keep the tribe safe, Owata.
It is what I do. You keep swimming, Takehu. It is what you do.
He sighs and gives him a warm look before turning away.
Watch yourself, my handsome fish.
One step. Now for this guy. A round-bellied man stands at ease before a cluster of hardened fighters, their fists balled and brows furrowed. Murmurs of tense discussion slow to a halt as a woman at the head of the crowd steps forward, clutching a spear.
Maybe the spear's a gift for us?
I hope, buddy.
Silence!
He grimaces at Adair.
The outsider must leave. Oreo Koiki will not be parceled off and bought with foreign lies.
Sweeps her spear-tipped gesture in your direction.
Only the handsome fish can stay.
He waves a spear point towards Takehu. Swallows and raises his palm in mute greeting.
Ruasari would never let that happen. Where is your confidence in our Ranga?
Diplomatic, just back away slow. I take it there's a problem?
You are the problem. We do not track dirt in our home.
We are no better than the outsiders if our Mataru act like inhospitable savages. Where is the courtesy and welcome of the Wahaki?
His questions cast a ripple of unease over every listener.
If you have such love for outsiders, let this one speak for himself.
I travel with the Nagati's chosen. He will keep me honest.
I will? I mean, Akira, I will.
Knows what's good for him. Takeru bows his head and touches his forehead.
If the outsider turns on us, I say I will drag you through Tangaloa's maw with me.
He curls her upper lip at Apara.
For all our sakes, may I be proven wrong.
Hey, the game told me take Takeru here. He's a recommended companion, so here we are. Nodding to the assembled fighters, she signals them to disperse. I think if he disliked us, perhaps he'd be like, no I fucking won't.
On behalf of those who remember our manners, welcome to Oreo Koiki.
He sighs and shakes his head at the warriors before refocusing on you. Not gonna say, why are you so protective of your land? Let's go instead. Is there usually much infighting when the outsiders show up?
Akira, I say circumstances have made us rough around the edges. Outsiders come with cannons, nets, torches. They do not come to talk.
Why are the Wahaki so protective of the land? Dumb thing to say. What can you tell me about Roasari?
She is our Ranga, and the strength of our tribe.
He stands tall, wearing a proud grin.
I have never seen her without a mouthful of koiki. Even in battle, she wears a bandolier of fruit. A spirited, passionate, and very hungry woman is my Rusari.
You and Rusari married?
Takera, I doubt he even knows the meaning of the word.
Gary slaps his hand over his eyes, grinning with embarrassment.
I'm familiar with the foreign obsession with vows.
He visits you with a friendly smile.
When it strikes Rusari's fancy that we should sleep under one roof, we do so vigorously.
Rats, dude.
Some think I influence her judgment, but they have the wrong of it. My back is too fragile for the weight of authority, I say.
Very well.
Akira, what now?
Know anything about this odd-looking koiki? Frowning, she studies the fruit in her open palm, poking it gently with her index finger. The koiki rocks back and forth.
Do not eat this.
Makes a complex warding gesture with her hands.
It is infested. The wood-strangling wasp planted its larvae in this koiki.
She glances off to the tree line.
I will alert the others. Do not eat it unless you want insects to burrow through your windpipe and hollow you out from the inside.
Good God. Okay. Anything I should know about the locals?
Buparo is our mystic. Convinced that the whole fortress will come crumbling down if he doesn't keep to his daily devotions. As for the rest, ask around. I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity.
If would like to trade?
You're in luck. I am the only one on the island who trades with outsiders.
That makes you a lot of friends. Select perception, damage or spells. That's not terrible. Did you get a Vithrak brain? Cool. Chalk meat. Offload some of the stuff we don't want, including things we stole from the village. I feel jerk, but hey, game works. Imperial long gun that we got at shipwreck. Yeah, just normal stuff. Feel like everyday normal guy stuff. Damn, we still gotta give him money? Terrible. Oh. I don't want quiet. Yeah, fine. Thanks for the plant. Well, that's everything. Yeah, okay.
Did you notice their face paint?
Not really, buddy. But the painted masks is the name of your quest, so I think we're gonna find something useful here. Yeah, they're not gonna attack us on sight, right? Yeah, making progress. Ori o Kuiki Sanctum. I'm excited. I like seeing this. I like showing it off.
I can't wait to make some new friends.
Why we took the other option. That's his choice. Hey man, he likes me. I'm not gonna argue.
Watch and learn.
30 eggs! Bet. Some of these are pretty useful. Bet. Oh, okay, never mind. I actually thought there'd be something plot relevant for Aloth there. I think it's smart that they put Adair's quest earlier.
That mural. That's the same headdress Theos wore.
Yeah. The mural is quite faded, but you still recognize the distinct silhouette of Theos X Arcanum. Clearing table for burnt offerings reeks of spices. Or oh, it's a bomb in the ash. Jeez. This copper brazier reeks of ashes and burnt hair. A layer of soot and detritus line the blackened concavity. Among the ashes you find charred fruit pits, scraps of parchment, shards of pottery, animal bones, and matted bundles of singed hair. Nothing else about the Brazier stands out to you as interesting or relevant. Why is a mural of Theos here? Come on! Alright everyone, hold on to your butts. Plot's about to happen. The broad-shouldered woman on the throne lifts her gaze to meet yours. White face paint adds a grim aspect to her stoic demeanor. Smoldering braziers fill the air with oppressive heat, but she sits at ease.
Her face paint. You don't suppose...
Think, buddy. Rosari turns her gaze to Aloth, who quickly falls silent. Turns her focus to you.
I am the Ranga of this tribe, and will not hesitate to send your soul through Tangaloa's maw if you threaten my people.
She steeples her fingers and watches your every move. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ranga.
The chosen of Ngati is a welcome sight, I say.
She turns her attention towards Takehu with a pause of recognition. He likes us because we brought him.
Akara, my thanks to you, dear Ranga, though I bring you no omens this day.
Takehu inclines his head and touches the spot on his brow with 2 fingers.
You have the gift of our hospitality during this audience. Do not abuse it.
A studious-looking man to the Ranga's side scrutinizes you.
But will our hospitality be returned?
A trembling mystic consults a palm full of runes. Ranga silences him with a look. Sitting forward in her seat, she opens her fist to reveal a plump kuiki fruit and takes a deep and thoughtful bite.
Takehu, I say we have troubles enough without my people fighting over you.
Akara, just so. I will keep my hands to myself this time.
She nods, turning her focus back to you.
The loss of Mbeta has soured me to outsiders, I say. The Queen sent you to remind us we are vassals. Is that all?
Woof. She sets the kuiki down on the armrest and opens her palm, inviting you to speak. Okay. I want to move this along because it is 9:20 and we finish at 10 o'clock each night. So I will not be calling for votes. But if it seems dramatically appropriate, I will call for something. We'll make sure we don't miss something. Otherwise, if we come to a decision, I'll ask you. Otherwise, by default, I'm probably going to talk through all of it. First, let's add a little goodwill. I understand that you've been hit hard by slavers. They also seek a vengeance against them.
The enemy of my enemy is still an outsider, but a resourceful one.
She clucks her tongue on the roof of her mouth and considers.
You are knowing that the purchase of foreign slaves is allowed in the Deadfire?
A shadow falls over Rosari's eyes as she lowers her brow. Familiar with the practice?
To buy and sell kith is the work of monsters. These slavers hunt the waters around Oreo Kuiki. Like cowards, they shy away from the deeper jungle.
In spite of Rosari's hearty guffaw, not a trace of humor reaches her eyes.
They steal my people from their fishing boats and sell them like pigs at auction. Where is Onikaza to stop them?
Rosari opens her arms and searches left and right.
Someone must teach them the meaning of Wahaki vengeance, I say.
You're talking about Crookspur. I already dealt with them.
Could this be true?
She glances to her attendants. You lost an item. Head of Master Kua. I didn't know we had it. Also, here it is. I am wondering if we needed to, say, provide that to Atsura. Priest consults his bones. Brow raises, and he nods to the queen.
What say? If those parasites drew their final breaths, I would hear of it.
Master Kua is dead. His business is finished.
While Onikaza plays at diplomacy, we are the spear in the guts of our enemies. I have come to expect troubling news from outsiders. Today is no different. But at least you bring me a tale for my grandchildren.
Nodding to herself, Rosari looks you up and down, weighing something unspoken.
Tell Onikaza that the Wahaki accept her authority. If the time comes when she needs to show foreigners the breadth of her power, we will be there.
You didn't do it for her.
The hospitality of the Wahaki is yours. Respect our ways, and cause no trouble.
Yeah, but we're not done yet.
Come no closer, outsider.
Soul. You reach into her soul, chasing that spark of recognition. Feel hundreds of births and deaths within her, forming and disappearing like bubbles in boiling water. You sift past them all, focusing your overwhelmed senses on the memory of a strange, foreign man. And at last you seize it. You find yourself in the very same throne room, but the condition of the place, of your host, suggests it is many, many hundreds of years ago, not more. You were seated on the dais. A man is brought before you, dressed in stifling black robes. It reminds you of a corpse dress. It reminds you of something else too, but one of your attendants leans in and interrupts a thought before you can follow it. It tells you that this is the man you asked to see, and that his people have been harassing yours. He calls himself Theos X Arcanon. Explain yourself, stranger. Gives you a smile, teeth on edge.
Your Excellency, I come to warn your people. Your presence among these ruins is an affront to the gods. You must remove yourself, lest you face the gods' wrath.
Indeed, man is an even greater fool than you had been told. The gods surely take their time. We have lived here 200 years and they have yet to raise an objection.
The timeline of the gods is not for mortals to understand. But even their patience shall wear thin, especially after this warning.
He bows. Feel your patience wearing thin. Well, who is he, this foreigner, to send your people from their halls and homes? And who is he to tell your people, the survivors, about the wrath of the gods? What ungrateful guest of Ix's hosts. Our ancestors built these places centuries ago. We will not leave. For a moment, his unctuous facade melts away and he blinks at you and your attendants. You get the impression that your response has surprised him.
Your people cling tightly to their history.
His jaw is tight as he speaks. Swallows hard as if gulping something unpleasant.
But where are these designs among your arts? Where is the carved Adra in your wooden huts? These places were not built by the Huana, but by an ancient people from a distant land.
You knew he was a fool, but now you suspect he's a dangerous one. His words are a lie, but like the very best lies, they contain the shadow of truth. Everyone knows foreigners once lived among your people as guests, but they have not been seen in 200 years. What prickles the back of your neck is a question of how he might know this. Why he brings it to you. The murals in these places and the stories of our ancestors tell it differently. How would you, foreigner, know our history better than our own grandfathers?
I have seen your murals, and I know that you will recognize this.
He produces a helm with two horn-like protrusions and a mask attached. He is correct. You do recognize it. Your guards and attendants gasp. The man, Theos, smiles more broadly.
It was my people who built these places, and now I come before you bearing their warning.
At least that much is true. Turn to your guards. Seize him. Just as a look of surprise appears on Theos' face, the ancient Rangus memory skips ahead. You're looking at Theos once more. This time, however, he and a score of robed men and women are bound amidst a heap of peat and wood. This time, he's staring at you in disbelieving fury. You have gathered your people and told them that the foreigners before them are the same ones who came to the island centuries ago. Now your people are angry and frightened too, because every Wahaki remembers a story of how these foreigners abused the hospitality of their Huana hosts. So great was their inequity that the gods destroyed the great city of Akaizo and many others besides. Watch now as I wipe their stain from among us. Your people cheer. Theos struggles and yells, but his words are drowned out. Let us never forget that this foreigner is a trickster and his people a plague. Hundreds of Wahaki stamp their feet and beat the ground with the butts of their spears. Still Theos scowls and thrashes in protest. From this day forward, we must be vigilant. Let us root out such foreigners and keep our lands pure of their wickedness. Tribe cheers louder than ever. Young and old, Mataru and Raparu are all united in purpose. Change seems to come over Theos. Struggle leaves his body and the rage departs his face. Good. Let him accept his end. One of your attendants offers you a torch. throw it onto the pyre. You hurl the torch. Flames spread quickly. The foreigners scream as the fire advances, all except Theos, who looks back at you with a strange smile of satisfaction. You pull back for the memory, and the gruesome scene evaporates around you.
Why do you stare so?
Oh, cool, we get to talk again. Do you recognize the name Theos? Or the Leaden Key?
I know only that they clang and clash like foreign names.
She frowns. Yet something in her soul sparks like kindling held to a flame. There is an ancient presence there with its own memory. Back to my other questions. We don't need to go through it again. What's the significance of your face paint?
The Wahaki show outsiders that we know their deceitful face.
She spits on the floor.
My ancestor knew this face well. She recalled its every hateful curve to the Wahaki histories. We wear the bone-white grimace of our enemies and take power from it.
Came across a ravaged merchant ship not far from here.
Akira, outsiders know better than to draw close to Wahaki lands.
Fingers ball into a fist.
We leave the symbol of the war club as we have for generations. A warning, I say. A reminder.
A little intense.
That war club looks like a much older version of the Leaden Key insignia.
Yes, Aloth. Aloth leans close, whispering to you.
One which goes unheeded.
An enthused smile slowly forms. Fades. I think Within Ruin makes for a cozy hideout.
Do not speak the name of those who felled mighty Ukaizo.
Sorry.
Their spirits are unwelcome.
Urasari narrows her eyes and studies you close.
We do not hide. We are protecting a way of life that others would trample under their boots. The trading companies would strip the land that the gods gifted us and unmake the works of our ancestors.
That is true, except for the gods making it.
There is much to protect in the Deadfire. Too much for any single tribe.
She sighs, rolling her shoulder to release some of the tension.
Can I borrow a sword? I promise to be careful.
There are rusted constructs here. I'm pretty sure Aloth has that. Sorry, the construct trembles and rattles its vacant gaze, wandering without purpose. Habit and routine are seemingly the only forces keeping it upright. Maybe you'll prove less useful later. Construct stares back at you in silence. Think about taking that, to be honest. It clear out and we'll improve it next level. Very close to the level cap of 20, by the way. Fuck you, brute.
Sure.
Well, cool. Don't need to kill anyone.
Isn't this something?
Oh.
Back there, with the chieftain. Did you see something?
You're dead, buddy.
Do you need something?
Read an ancient memory in Ruasari's soul and found a link to the Leaden Key. He looks at you with thinly veiled irritation. What do you know? You tell Aloth about the past life you glimpsed in Ruasari's soul, about her long ago meeting with Theos, his warning about the ruins, her decision to execute him, and her mandate to the Wahaki to defend their territory from outsiders.
That's like what he told the Glanfathans. I'll bet he didn't expect they'd kill him for it. Would have loved to see the look on his face.
It was worth it.
Then the Wahaki are the painted masks. They've been serving the Leaden Key's interests for 2,000 years without even knowing it.
Aloth blinks, working through the implications.
Though not, it seems, in the way Theos intended.
He frowns, rubbing his chin.
People doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons for thousands of years without even realizing it. Doesn't get more Leaden Key than that.
What are you thinking, Aloth?
Belief is a curious thing.
He crosses his arms, settling back on the balls of his feet.
Once, the Wahaki believed they were guarding themselves against the Inguithians, Theos' people. Yet over time, they became hostile toward all outsiders.
A thoughtful furrow splits his brow. Stories and messages change. Theos only had clarity about his because Wadika reincarnated him whole every time.
But don't you wonder if bearing that message was part of what made Theos who he was?
He raises an eyebrow and falls quiet for a moment.
It's not just that the Wahaki misread Theos' original message. It fundamentally changed them.
He purses his lips.
They went from being a large and well-connected tribe to a much smaller one defined by isolationism.
Worry burrows into the shadows and creases on his face. And this has got you thinking again about the consequences of your intervention.
You see all the ninnying I suffer from this lad? Right sure 'tis ratting all around in his noggin.
You know me too well.
His wry grin doesn't banish his air of melancholy.
I've been chasing the leaden key, trying to undo the harm they've caused. But what if I'm only making matters worse?
Private agony muffles his voice. His breath catches in his throat as the full weight of his words hits him.
Might I be to blame? Have I made a grievous mistake in getting involved?
For all his scars and lines and newfound purpose, you catch a glimpse of the Aloth you knew 5 years ago, scared, alone, and desperate for attention. Hey chat, what do you think? I've got a lot of options. 1. You're responsible for the consequences of your actions, intended or otherwise. 2. No, if you didn't try at all, you'd be responsible for the harm the leaden key continues doing. 3. Consider how poorly Theos understood the Wahaki. How much less do you understand the leaden key? 4. No one can know everything, so we've all got to do the best we can with the resources we have. 5. Theos accomplished his goals, just not the way he originally planned. Your problem is looking for specific, immediate results. 6. You don't have to destroy the leaden key, everything falls apart eventually. 7. You've got to answer that on your own. Vote! Golem. Well, there is another idea. You could consider, what do you think Aloth will respond positively? Is there a profit to be made in putting your friend's worries and pain aside for a little bit? And if so, how would you best go about that? Remember, he hates irresponsibility, so just being like, ah man, whatever. Everything falls apart eventually. It's probably not the best choice, but if everyone voted for 6, I'd press it. Not happily, but I would. Got to 9:30 and it started to get cold. Now I'm putting my hands on my heated map. Heated mat. Now there's no longer a cat on it. I mean, I think it's pretty good. Ooh. Cold fingers. It's not so bad. There are benefits to cold hands. Ori is pretty reassuring. Yeah, I agree. If that's your vote, likes it. You may be the only person voting tonight, which means Gratz, you're playing Pillars of Eternity 2 even more than normal. Laptop to other room for stream to keep. Oh yeah, that's true. 1 vote for 5. Pretty good. Okay. Measurements. The idea is essentially, Aloth, you won't see results until you are aware of it. Achievable KPIs. Ah, and he's back. Be careful. He will set up a Gantt chart and/or a Kanban. Oh fuck. Star as well. How dare you? Both of you. The most Canberran stream in the world! It's project management and service desk. No. Public service talk the whole time. Alright, we got a tie between 4 and 5. Jimbles is going to tie break. I'm actually going to press 5. Theos achieved his goals, just not the way he originally planned. Your problem is looking for specific, immediate results.
You're right. Perhaps I've been unrealistic in my expectations. But I suppose that doesn't make the effort any less meaningful, does it?
That's the spirit.
The strange thing is, this whole ordeal has given me some sympathy for Theos. Not that I condone his actions, of course.
Good man. He quickly clears his throat.
But I can't imagine he thought he'd destroy an entire generation either. Well, not in the beginning, anyway.
He clasps his hands and presses his lips together, trying to formulate a thought. He opens his mouth again. He speaks as if he's choosing his words carefully.
What I mean to say is, he thought he was doing the right thing. Even at the end.
And his example is a cautionary tale for you. You should learn from it.
A prudent suggestion.
He nods.
At any rate, it will be a relief to move forward. It was always too comfortable to leave the hard decisions to others. To simply follow along.
Cocks his head in reflection and inclines it toward you.
I only wonder now what sort of decision you'll have to make when we finally confront Aethys.
Me too.
Anyway, thank you. This has lifted a great burden from my shoulders.
Going. Oh, buddy. It's odd that completing his quest doesn't make him like us. Kinda hope that would be the case. Right? Supposed to be buddies. Best buddies for... Increasing power level, increasing the effectiveness of all abilities. Passive, done. Everything you do is slightly better. Why wouldn't you? And Meteor Shock. Extra fireballs? Are you kidding?
Right here. I got this.
Let's get out of here. I don't know if climbing down the slope is going to be like better at all. I'm down. We didn't check for wasps. What a cool little step. Took Aloth with us. Didn't make any more friends, but did put a burden aside. We'll find a way. Do some skullduggery somewhere. That'll make him like us. Resourcefulness? Yeah, he likes that. What else can we do? Use a save game editor? We could. I'm not really good for it, so. Peace. Dunduk Village? Go check out that location. We don't have an incredible amount of time. Let's just go. Sail the high seas, right? I said plot, right? I guess what I really meant is side quests. Side quests, side quests, side quests. But the Aloth. Full of fish! And, like, forming one of the quests you need to do to get to the next level. We're doing things before we need to. The waters of the Deadfire are as flat and translucent as a sheet of stained glass, and a steady wind guides the wanker along. The scent of a well-spiced stew rises from below decks. Irina and Ikuk are perched on the gunwale, legs and fishing poles dangling over the water. Got myself a real prize the other day, Irina says. Slipped off my hook, though. Telling you to use a bigger one, Ikuk chuckles. Seem to recall that dark-eyed barkeep in Queen's Birth slipping off your hook too. So Irina will land a real prize someday. Irina smirks and laughs. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Captain. Not if the fool doesn't invest in better tackles, all I'm saying. Ikuk says. But Irina has stiffened. See that? Look. Dark shape moves under the water. It's almost at the edge of the horizon, but it's rapidly approaching. Irina stands. One of Galloway's spawn is coming right for us. Identified. So what is it, buddy? Adair stares out at the shape. I think that's a barbed ravager. A barbed ravager. A gargantuan shark known for ramming ships and sinking them. Cast defensive wards on the ship. Go! Do the thing! Arcane Veil! Barns spread wide. Aloth chants, weaving defensive magic across the hull. The surfacing beast is about 30 feet of scale, spines, and sinew. It looks like an enormous shark, except for the wicked rows of spines running along its body. Each looks sharp enough to cleave a man in two, puncture the hull of a ship. The beast rams you. Your ship shudders, hurling Ikuik into the mast. The sailor slides to the deck. Hull of the wanker takes 5 damage. Ikuik was injured. Fire all cannons! Kill the bastard! The deck thunders as your crew rushes to their stations below. Lendrith spins the wheel, bringing the port side of the ship around to face the monster, just as a plume of water rises from the sea. The surfacing beast is 30 feet of scale, spines, and sinew. It looks like an enormous shark. Read that before. Your crew fires off a volley just as the creature comes within range. Water erupts as their shots converge, and the beast... After a tense, quiet moment, red froth rises in roiling water. A mangled carcass surfaces like a nightmare before sinking slowly into... No, catch it! Yeah. Hello, your Cantonese stamp and cheer. Yeah, I'm with Golem King. That's a cool looking shark, man. Fucking sick. What an odd random encounter. Big awful shark? Who ordered a big awful shark? Nobody? Me. Oh, let's get ourselves a good boot suck. Alright. Love a good bog suck too. Okay. You traipse through a dark, cold bog. The water around you grows deeper the further you walk. The silt and muck slide beneath your boots. The path forward looks more treacherous than the path behind you, but you've already come this far. Continue through the bog. Failure? Jesus Christ. How hard does it have to be? Where's the adoption storyline? What? Of the shark? The killer shark that we just learned is a Engwithan experiment. You trudge on through the bog. Tangent and diverted, Adair accidentally steps onto a patch of unstable ground and sinks deep into the water. Athletics? Haul him out? Well, he can't do it, but good thing we've got Ricky. Ricky reaches into the water and pulls Adair back to the surface. Fucking hell. Difficulty 18? We are absolutely... Ooh. With help, Adair manages to break the surface and roll onto dry land, coughing up bog water. Do a quick rescue. Your compatriot is none the worse for wear, if a bit sodden. The bog is still and silent. Rank smells of rank decay as stagnant waters host to many decades accumulation of dead plants and animals. Thick mist rolls across. Several hooded kith emerge silently from the fog, a herd of bog lurkers just behind them. A large armored man at the head of the group draws his sword and points it at you. You value your life. You even never return. He is hard into your face, almost daring you to challenge it. Why should I listen to you? Guardian of this place, and I will not allow you to profane it with your presence. Come here often? Now, let's use diplomacy. I'm just passing through. Man stares at you for a long moment before speaking, his brow drawn into a hard knot. Then he grunts, more in annoyance than anger, and crosses his arms. You may pass, but do not linger. If we should meet again, should we meet again, there will be no civil exchange of words. Like, I get it, it's your home, but I am well and truly just passing through. I want to check out Outcast Respite. And then, like every other colonizer, I'm going to name your island something silly. Bootsuck Island. Deep in the bog, you find a cave entrance obscured by vines. The bog's characteristic rot wafts from the cave, but so too does a strangely alchemical smell. As you rush aside the vines and step inside the cave, you hear the faint sound of laughter coming further in. Bringing Takeru in for essentially no reason. Maybe Maya would be better here, but who knows? Maybe Pelagius, we have more paladin.
Fight someone? I want to throw the first punch.
You are part of the party. Oh, Bog Witch. Come on. I don't want to fight a Bog Witch.
Leave it to me. Absolutely.
Why? Vela! Oh, you can't target Vela with that. That sucks. It's not actually. Do this! Hey, buddy, you're gonna use your mental faculties to deal a little bit of damage and realize they're all gonna be immune to it. Okay, cool. Can't knock down a slime.
Yes.
This damages allies. Oh, fuck you! Come on. What was the thing? There was a way to do this. Arcane Veil. We used it. We used it earlier. In the text. Damn it. Ah, she's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's it.
Ooh, it's a lot of experience. We are the highest level area. Not the highest, but a very high level area here, clearly. The pool of water before you swells in a riot of colors. The occasional bubble floats to the surface and pops, releasing a puff of colorful smoke that smells by turns acrid and flowery. Doesn't make sense. Drink! I actually didn't intend to drink it immediately, but it's very funny. You dip your bare hands into the pool and drink what doesn't slip between your fingers. Your tongue freezes and your teeth chatter. Liquid sits in your stomach like a block of ice. Frostbite. Oh well. Examine the pool. Dip a small glass bottle into the bubbling pool and hold it up to the light to get a better look. The liquid inside slowly separates into several liquid levels. You surmise that the layers must be of different densities and thus must in fact be several distinct liquids. Fumes blur your vision and make your head spin.
Oh, I shall.
Wait.
What say?
What do you need?
There, come close. You've got a thing that means you need to get afflictions. At 43, you drink from the... Something kids you immediately throw up. Okay, well that... It gave a wound to...
Of course.
I was hoping it would put a random condition or affliction on it. Yeah. Oh gosh, stinks of rotten meat. And then I just make him drink and drink and drink to get the max. That's kind of fucked up. Ability's disabled. Well, look, we tried.
What's the next time?
We're gonna get in here. We're going to dust the storm. We'll let the storm. Could you do the thing? Idios. That's my boy.
Curses.
How may I? Of course.
Now don't stand. Cauldron shard. Looks like we just had to attack if we had no other choice. Alright. Margins of these books are cluttered with notes written in hand. Oh hey, you got a prisoner. The body on the table is dotted with a butcher's schematic, like a hog before.
Hey, you over here.
God.
I got this.
Coded notes. Notes are written in an intricate code that makes them impossible to read without a key. Only someone with prodigious knowledge of history or the alchemical arts, code breaking, would be able to decipher them. Decipher? Well, good thing we got intellect 20. These notes are written in a strange code. You have no idea what they say. Well, Slime Shadows is a fucking genius, so click. The cipher protecting the contents of the notes is one of the most complex you've ever encountered. Your quick wit and vast intellect are more than a match for it, however, and you quickly crack the code. And deciphered notes. To create a draft of greater strength, a blend of flame and ruby make. For one who seeks vitality, a mix of stone and pearl they need. To grant oneself a careful step, a brew of wind and emerald prep. If cleverness one lacks in spades, for flame and sapphire one needs must trade. For those few cursed with lesser vision, adraban and wind. And to be blessed with purpose or intention, grind stone or amber in succession. Into each elixir, and join we must the inclusion of shining dust, a hearty smear of spirit essence, and water of a pure quintet. Cool.
Feels good to stretch my legs, Akira.
Cool. Who are you? Amawatua?
Free once again.
So how'd you get captured in the first place?
Bad luck, eh? Always this seems to happen to me. First pirates, now witches. Oh, for what? A salve recipe? It is madness.
Do you know what the witches were brewing in that cauldron?
Huh. What potion requires bat bile, cat blood, and dandelion fluff? Even I'm not crazy enough to touch it, I say.
You're not leaving, but I just freed you.
Akira, who do you think collected those ingredients for the witches? Me, Tamawatua. They are mine as much as anyone's, I say.
Uh-huh.
I will take some time to study this island, I think. Strange things grow among its weeds, and they will need names.
Be freed a wild botanist.
And if you need supplies before you go, Tama will sell you what he can find. Akira.
He dips his head in graceful acknowledgement. So about my reward?
There is not much I might give you, I'm afraid. Ah, but wait. The witches. They made many notes regarding the contents of their cauldron.
Yeah, I guess.
I should know. They would not feed me unless I gave them advice on the concoction.
He spits on the floor and shakes his head bitterly.
Bring me their notes, friend, and I will decipher them for you, yes? Then you may make use of their potion without danger.
He nods vigorously. I've already deciphered the notes, actually.
Did you? I must say, friend, I am most impressed. Yes. I should like to take you as my apprentice, but, I haven't the time.
You think he's bluffing? I think he's bluffing. He's full of shit, actually. He chews on a knuckle, thinking, and straightens with a smile.
Please, take this coin. I know it is not much, but I have naught else to offer you. And you have saved my life.
Well, what do you have for sale?
You take a look, eh?
Yep. Pretty good. I mean, yeah, cool stuff, but now we can use a cauldron? Oh. Cauldron nestled in the center of the witch's hut is filled with a foul, bubbling brew. Having a cauldron. A hulking cauldron squats at the center of the witch's hut. Arcane symbols are etched across its surface in precise lines. The witch's notes have taught you how to use a cauldron to make potions. Equal the correct ingredient. Alright, let's create the potion of Mataru's strength. You follow the directions, and you glean from the witch's notes. After cobbling together the necessary ingredients and dumping them into the cauldron as directed, you take your first tentative sip. You immediately feel tougher and more. Did that? Permanent improvement to stats?
Give me a real job.
You can only pick one? Oh, man. Would not have been might. I would have increased. But, like, here's the thing. Intellect is already high enough. Evolve is already pretty high. Perception is already pretty high. I think it probably would have been dexterity, so it goes a little bit faster. But hey, like, not having a penalty to might is not a bad thing, right? He was... Alright. That's not the worst choice. I kind of expected we'd be able to
Free once again. Thank you again, my friend.
I did actually expect that we'd be able to do that repeatedly. Make them all. That bonuses for everything? Fuck yeah. But hey.
Thanks for
I don't hate that we improved might. Could be worse is all I'm thinking. Hey, I told you exactly what I'd do. We'd get out of here and I'd name it something funny. I'm gonna fucking pay for that. That's a clip. You gotta edit that together. That's funny as hell. To me. And literally no one else. Maybe I've got to be the one to edit the clip then. Jeez. We'll see. As soon as we finish here, which is in like 4 minutes. Oh, God, the evenings go so fast in your company. I just like hanging out with you, buddy. Because it goes so fast, I'm gonna finish here. I'm gonna have dinner. While I eat dinner, I'll probably export the video, put it up on YouTube, you know, the traditional stuff. You hear a knock at the door to your quarters. I'm gonna land on that. An unexpectedly cold wind blows across the deck of the ship, and even after several hours, has not abated. A lead sheepishly knocks on your cabin door, and she enters. Her skin is pale, her brow dotted with beads of sweat. Begging your pardon, Captain, but this is an ill wind sent by Ondra. We sailed too long without offering her tribute. She's sure to punish us if we don't give her what she's due. She tilts her head towards the hatch, begging to follow her on deck. Ceremoniously offer. Explain the science! God, that'll go down well. No. I think we can spare something for the Lady of Limit. You head above deck with a chest of coins and gather the crew around you as you stand at the ship's aid. With a brief exhortation to Andre, you pour the money overboard. Crew members nod and sing a short chanty that celebrates Andra's mercy. They return to work, and later gives you a word of thanks for honoring the goddess. Over here, coin counter folders, noting to the rest of the crew that considering how much money you just dumped overboard, you should be able to pay the hands a little bit better. I think we all deserve to share in the wealth, don't you, Captain? The crew collectively exchange glances and happy nods. Are you saying you're the equal of Ondra? Number 6. Fuck off, coin counter folders. Yeah, I know, Golem King, you absolutely want me to. Let's do it, right? Fuck off. Get back to your stations, all of you. -4 more. The retort ripples to the crew like a slap across their collective faces. A stunned, angry silence holds them for a moment. No one is willing to press the issue, not even coin counter folders. But they're grateful that the cold wind has subsided. They return to their stations, chafing at the captain's colder word. Because we often, all the time, just like taunt hilarious options in front of Gollum, and the Gollum was like, yeah, let's do it, it's funny, let's give it a go, and then we don't, right? I know for a fact that it would be no long-term consequences for that, and it's worth doing. I also know that if I was mean to my crew and it sucks, I will make up for it. We're currently at 97 morale, they are lively and they like us a lot, but let's make things a little better on them, huh? Next time they get fed, they'll get +2. Dislike, yes. So I learned, briefly, that there is not only an achievement for having your crew, like, turn on you, when you, like, if they mutiny and you survive the attempt, not only do you get an achievement, but you get a perk on your character. It gives you an extra 5% damage at all times, and enemies that are lower level than you have a chance to just start a battle panicked. And that's why there is a spend your achievement points on an advantage, and one of them is you start with the fearsome. Cool. Also one of the achievements I don't have because I've never like had a crew turn on me, so. Yeah, like, but is it worth being mean to people who don't exist? I lean towards saying nice things to the party. Or saying nice things to the party, saying nice things to the crew. And that just shows that they're written well. These people who don't exist are framed in this narrative as people we want to appease in some way. Once in a while, I'm gonna throw a bone. Chaos Gremlins. And my Chaos Gremlins, that is where we end tonight's adventure. It has been a lot of fun, and I hope we get to continue doing more of it soon. Live to raid, not as far as I can. So I think I just get to leave you here tonight. Not appease, cat. Yeah, that's true. And hopefully I will see you again next Wednesday night. Like, say, this Wednesday, 2 days from now. I'm pretty sure we will. I don't intend to skip it again, but, like, I was very, very, very bad headache. Not even a hangover by that day. So I just skipped it. I do like all of you, and it is fun to hang out. And I really like playing Strangers of Paradise with you, but I needed to skip that evening. So, let's get to it this Wednesday night, huh? And in the meantime, I hope you check out everyone in my hosted list. You should definitely check out False Security, and then Dead Man you may catch on a Monday afternoon now. Not otherwise, I hope you all have an excellent evening, and I will catch you again Wednesday night. And remember to tell the people that you love them very much, and don't let them forget. Okay? Good night, everyone.